It don't matter the color of the skin, either woman or man, just let the case land. It's here, it's in safe hands. This is God work, not a fake plan. Too many kids being found in these lakes, man. This is MTGV, and you with Miss V. She keep her ear to the street, like a drum to a beat. This
Welcome in, everybody.
That you wanna be, but all trolls we delete. You better believe. Just so you know, we don't go for those that's taking these souls. We know, but it's getting so out of control. Just so you know, we don't go for those that's taking these souls. We know, but it's getting so out of control. Thank you for tuning in to MTGV, True Crime TV. Y'all know what it is, man. Team Vibe, Miss V.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. Today we're gonna be doing a recap on the conversation that I had with Marquita's boyfriend. And so I also want to give y'all the opportunity to let me know any questions that y'all want me to ask him. Thank y'all for being here. Please be sure to smack that thumbs up on the way in. Shout out to Stephanie. How are you? Shout out to everybody in the bushes, everybody in the building. So even if you are in the bushes, please drop down and hit that thumbs up, okay? So a couple things. Let me turn this music down. So I want to show y'all something right quick. So we are going to be going over the video, the information that I have out so far. And what I want from y'all is any questions that I didn't ask, if there's anything that y'all could think of that you want me to ask. And also there is some information that I have that I was going to talk about with my members. And I see that some people are confused on the memberships and how that is supposed to work. So I'm going to explain that a little bit later. I don't want to start it with that necessarily. But shout out to everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. I feel like I haven't been live in a while, but it hasn't been that long. Shout out to Spicy. Good afternoon. How you doing? It is afternoon. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. I can't express how important that button is. So, all right. So the first thing I want to do is show y'all. First of all, let me turn this music down. But I want to show y'all how to navigate through my channel, because I don't just go live. I have videos, shorts, and I know a lot of people might not know how to navigate YouTube. So I wanted to help y'all out with that because, it's a lot of information, and not everybody want to watch long live streams and stuff like that. So I'm trying to give everybody something, And that's the same idea with the memberships too. You want to give your members something special. And that's why you come up with different things to give your members. Okay, so let me move this right quick. So I also teach YouTube on a whole nother channel. So let me move this right quick. So we're going to go through the recap, and then, I'll be stopping it along the way and also looking at the chat to see what y'all saying. So I have a poll out there too. I'm asking because I want to know, what do y'all want to talk about next? It's a lot of different cases that I'm working on. So I wanted to ask y'all, what do y'all want to hear next? And thank y'all for the votes. I see right now, we only have 7 votes, but right now we have 57% at ZIYAH Harris. Okay. We definitely gonna talk about ZIYAH. All right, so here is my channel, and I just wanted to show y'all. Let me go over here. So on the channel, like as soon as you get onto somebody's channel, YouTube automatically take you to the home page. And I just want you to see that if you just scroll through, you'll see everything in a snapshot. These are my 2 that I have for members only that I haven't went live yet, because I want to see if we can get enough members to do it. And as I said on my short, if I don't, then I just won't talk about the information, because I'm not really pressed to talk about it. But if members join, then I'll talk about it and release some of the other stuff as far as the police report for Kimani. Okay, so this is the exclusive playlist. That's what we're going to be playing. And so as you scroll down my page, you will see videos, past live streams, created playlists, upcoming live streams, and then that's an interrogation video that's been, a lot of people have been, well, as a matter of fact, this is the first case that captured my heart, that made me start make this go viral. Anaya Garrett. Okay, and that group is on Facebook. But so up here it shows you how to get to everything, the videos, the shorts. You could just click on whatever it is that you want to watch, and you can also go to the most popular, the oldest, the latest, whatever, right? So I like that. I have 3 different playlists for ZIYAH Harris, and that's why I find it very important to show y'all what's what, so you won't miss anything. So this is the exclusive playlist. This is the video playlist. So the exclusive has 7 right now. That's gonna grow, because as I do interviews and talk to different people, it's gonna be released to members first. Okay, and then we have 35 videos for ZIYAH Harris and 124 shorts right now. I got more than that because I got to put some more in there. And we also have a live right here. So this is the live, 63 lives, 124 videos, and 35 shorts, and 7 exclusives. So if you are into the ZIYAH Harris case, definitely just all you got to do, like for this one that we're going to be going through, you just click on it, and then it'll just automatically play all the videos for you. You don't even have to do nothing. So you can literally binge watch this content. Okay, and all right, so let me see who's in the building now. Shout out to Cha Cha. Welcome in. Greetings to you too. Halfway in the bushes working in my garden. Okay, well, thank you so much for tuning in and sending love to you and Mom. I will definitely let her know that. Thank you so much. You are truly welcome, Nightbot. Okay, so thank everybody for hitting a thumbs up as y'all come through the building. That's so important, y'all. So important. I'm into the ZIYAH Harris case and the Shanquilla Robinson case, although she wasn't listed. Okay, that's good to know. I did cover that a little bit in the very beginning, and it's just sad. No resolve with that case. It's really sad. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. After all that, I'm gonna start at the first one that's already playing. I'm gonna turn that off too, because
thinking of that, I almost forgot about that. Mm-hmm. So the first house before they moved, the house next door to them.
This is driving me crazy.
So she moved from, that was next door to where Devin be at. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I almost forgot about that. So the first house before they moved.
Shout out to my members.
The house next door to them. Nobody is talking about this. I don't know why. And I'm starting to put a lot of shit together. So Jarvis got a gun charge, right? And had to go in. I witnessed that situation. charge because it's a slow person that lives next door to that house. And he's a pedophile in a way. He was talking to ZIYAH. And this is a whole different pedophile from all the other pedophiles they just brought up. Like, he was talking to ZIYAH. So a situation happened where they was basically keeping ZIYAH from talking to him and him from talking to ZIYAH. And he was off or whatever. But it was a situation where he ended up messing or saying something inappropriate to one of Shannon's daughters.
Okay, so I wanted to stop it right there because he's talking about yet another. It's like, okay, with the Harris family, it seems like it's a requirement. It's a requirement that you must be slow, or you must be, you must have a SO background, and you must be met only through the dating app. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is how they meet people. But I find it strange that they lived on two houses on the same block. They moved from one location. According to him, Marquita's boyfriend, he said that they moved because they had roaches. Now, I was shocked to hear that because I remember hearing that they moved because of the guy next door. How many of y'all remember hearing that? Can y'all tell me what y'all heard the reason why they moved? I heard they moved because of the guy next door. They had to move because something happened and they needed to move from the guy next door. And I never knew what the story was though. And that was literally my first time ever hearing that explained. So that was new information for me. And so the guy next door, it may be, I'm still trying to get the name. The first and last name of that person that stayed next door. I don't know if he still stays next door, but he was the next door neighbor of the first house. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with that. And y'all just heard what he said. Now, it's a lot with this guy. Let me let him keep
going. The youngest daughter that she has said something to her, and it blew up where Jarvis found out, and then he came over that day, bringing my mans with a gun or whatever, all other kind of stuff. He was mad because the boy was trying to talk to his daughter, and at this time I didn't, know too much about Jarvis to even judge him. But now I think about it, I'm like, nigga, you got me mad because somebody tried to touch your kids, and you either do it to your own kids or you do it. Like, yeah, we don't know if that's weird. If he was mad about it being his kid or because he touched him and he wasn't touching him. You know what I'm saying? Right, like them his women. Wait a minute.
And speaking of that, it made me think about, I don't know, there was an interview that 2 Reacts did with a girl that 20 years ago, Jarvis allegedly kidnapped her and had her for like 4 days. In that interview, she said that, and it was in 2004, I think it was 2003, 2004, something like that. And she talked about Jarvis always having a picture in his pocket of his daughter. She said that he would show, he always had this picture in his pocket saying how much he loved her and all of this stuff, and it was his child. So that would, when I heard that, I'm thinking, could that be the 20-year-old that is testifying against him? Could that be that child? The child that he met at the age of 8 and instantly, let me see something, because I just did a short. He instantly he didn't meet her until she was 8 years old, and when he did that. I do believe that's the daughter that is gonna be testifying against him. Let's see.
Okay, his daughter, his own daughter, who is 20 years old right now. Okay, she's 20 years old right now. The first time she seen Jarvis was when she was okay.
So the first time she seen him when she was 8 years old. I cut it off before she said it. That's another thing. If you watching my shorts, right? It's a button. It is a play button on the shorts that if you hit that play button, it'll take you to the full video. If you don't see that, then you might have an older phone, or you might need to do an update or whatever. But that's what, because a lot of people don't understand, like, that's the madness with the shorts. If it cut off, just click into the whole video so you can watch the whole thing. But yeah, so that made me think about that. Was that the picture that he was showing her? Was that the picture that he was so proud of and boasting about? And then the first time you meet her, you do that? This dude is it's no limits for this guy. Shout out to Bronze. Welcome in. Yes, please hit the like button. Shout out to my moderator in the building. Please, y'all, hit the thumbs up. All right, let me hit play. I'm going to be stopping it along the way because I'm assuming that y'all watched the playlist already. But if you didn't, just check it out. It's on the homepage. Or click to the playlist and get it from there.
Right.
Hold on, because I did hear about how old is this guy you're talking about?
Oh man, he got to be like in his high 20s, maybe 30 something now, because that was a little while back. So he got to be in his 30s.
Do you know his name?
I probably could find out.
Yeah, we need his name.
Okay, so yeah, we need his name because he should have been locked up for what he did, messing with the kids and all that stuff. See, I don't know. It's like, I seen the picture of the lady that allegedly he has a child by, right? From, when he was young, super young. And it may or may not be some delays there. You know what I'm saying? And we seen the other people too. So it's like he want to keep this whole thing going. Well, this is how it happened when I was this age. This who it happened with. So I want to make sure everybody I deal with gotta be, autistic or something. I mean, because I don't believe in coincidence. And then this age 13, that really sticks out. Latricia, 31, Shannon, 31, ZIYAH, 13. He was 13. Her mother, I think I remember something about 13. Like, it's something about that. It's something about the consistency of the craziness. It just don't make sense. Welcome in, young Riaz. Yep. He is autistic himself. Shout out to young Riaz. Thank you for popping in. Hey, I'm sharing this out. All right, let me hit play. And I was showing this. I'ma switch this, but I'm like, what is this?
And it's
because
wait a minute.
He basically kind of got into a fight with Jarvis on that day, but Jarvis basically kind of like put the gun up. Then he was still trying to beat on him, but he told him to go in the house. So the dude went in the house, but Jarvis took his ass inside his house behind him.
What?
And then started whooping on him.
So
yeah,
whoa!
He started whooping on him. So I jumped out the car and went to. They was basically still like kind of in their front door, and I just grabbed him because Jarvis skinny. I just grabbed him and pulled him off the porch and told him, "You can't be doing shit like that." I can understand you mad, but you're not about to go in a house. Like, you told him to go in the house, you know, like, I don't care who you is. If I see something wrong, I'm going to at least try to put my part in there.
Now, this is a known guy that they know have been texting ZIYAH. Now, he's telling a story about, Shannon's other daughter. But this guy, they knew that they seen a conversation between ZIYAH and this guy. And you heard him say high 20s, 30 probably at this point. I'm wondering where is he at right now. And I also know that autism ain't a dang on excuse. Like, come on, man. But what is it with that? It's a requirement. It really is. And also, rainbow community, that's a requirement. Only weirdness goes there. Shout out to Chocolate 313. Welcome in. A lot of weirdness around these kids. Just looking at the bowling footage. The guy that was taking the video, she was clearly uncomfortable. She clearly didn't want him to do this. And then you see Shannon, Shannon, both of the twins sitting over there, and the mother. They just in their little group, just not even caring about what's going on there. You could look at her face. I never seen her face look like that before. I'm just going over the interview recap. So one of the things I wanted to know, if y'all want me to ask him any particular questions or not, and I'll ask him. And also, it's other things that I haven't released yet, and I was telling people about the membership, and that the memberships are meant to show, do something exclusive and special for your members that you don't do for other people. That's something that YouTube gives us. Some people don't give nothing for their membership. But I'm actually a channel that actually offers something. Like my other channel, I offer a whole class if you join my membership. You know what I'm saying? So some people don't do anything. They don't do anything different or anything special. So that's why. And if nobody, if I don't get the amount of members that I want, then I just won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not pressed to but I do plan on going to like court with Kimani Lateef, that case on the days that I can go. I'm planning on doing that. That's the kind of information that will be only shared with my members first.
But yeah, I felt like he was being highly disrespectful when he went out. So I didn't even have to really go in the house to get him out because that's how close they were to the front door. But you step past that threshold. No, you can't do that, bro. And you told him to go in the house and he did it, and you still want to go in after him. So I yanked him on out of there. And by that time, the police came. He got his name, took it down, and he like low key disappeared on some slick shit. Like he got on that same block. He knows some people that live across the street from there, a little farther down towards the corner. He got like family members, either they family members or they just long time people that he know. But we all sitting there on the porch because they trying to figure out what's going on between these two houses and what happened or whatever. They tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. So they tell him he got a gun and this and that. They never, flunked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block hopped on a bike, went around the corner, and shot a gun in the air, which made the police, scurry off and go see what the problem was. And then he left.
Okay. So originally when I listened at that, I thought that he was saying, and he did say that's how he got the gun charge, right? But he also said that the police, they came and they scurried off, and then Jarvis left. So it don't sound like that he really got in trouble for that. it don't sound like he got a gun charge because they only started to write something down and then they left as soon as somebody fired a weapon, and then Jarvis took off and left. So I did get more clarity on that. And so I also went and looked at Jarvis's record, and I found a gun charge, like his first few charges. Let me see if I can go to it. His goodness gracious, where did I put that? His first few charges were guns, and the latest one that I seen was from 2023. I think it was 5/1/23. And I'll find that probably when I'm not looking for it. Let me do this again. Do this right quick. I'm gonna play this again.
Flunked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block, they tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. But we all sitting there on the porch because they trying to figure out what's going on between these two houses and what happened or whatever. They tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. So they tell him he got a gun, and this and that. They never, flunked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block hopped on a bike, went around the corner, and shot the gun in the air, which made the police, scurry off and go see what the problem was. And then he left.
So what? Oh my God! Wait a minute.
So did y'all hear him just then? He said he left. So if Jarvis would have got a gun charge, he would have been arrested that day. So with that being said, that's some more weird stuff. The police was called to that house because of what Jarvis did. They come there, they talking to him, and they left without arresting this dude, without charging him with anything, without doing nothing, because some gunshots happened around the corner and they left. And then Jarvis got in his car and left. And the only reason why I know this is because I talked to him yesterday, and I was telling him about the charges that I see, right? So I have 10/17/03, and I'm gonna put this in here because I didn't, but he has a gun charge from 10/17/03. It says weapons carrying concealed, controlled substance, weapon carrying concealed. That's from 10/17/03. Then I have one from 7/26/05. Felony, weapons, firearms possession, weapons carrying concealed, weapons, felony, firearms. Right? And then we have 5/1/2023. So I assumed that this must have been the one that he had to be talking about, right? But then he re-explained, he told me again the story, and then I'm hearing it again now. But he did say that that's how he got the gun charge, but that's the part that I was holding on to. I'm like, okay, well then it must be 5/1/2023. But then he says that Jarvis left, the police left. It don't sound like he got charged for that, because he should have been arrested. I'm talking about this dude got 2 previous gun charges, 2003, 2005, then another one in 23. But anyway, yeah. And then after that is when all the other stuff comes, the SO charges and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'm making sense. I'm listening and enjoying your live as I do here. And thanks. Thank you, Spicy. I appreciate that. Got me in on the background. Salute to you, Overthoughts. How you been? Has he ever seen Jarvis in the Harris's house and in a regular basis? He has seen him in the house before. He said that he would do all the handiwork around the house. Yeah, he was in and out the house. They both were in the house. Yeah, so she definitely that's the church connection to me. I call it that because I noticed that Naziah Harris' father was raving about a bishop. He never said the name. He never said the name of the church. But I just find it so. I don't believe in coincidence. I know that he said that he met lady because they was working on houses together. So he's working on houses, talking about the bishop. So I'm like kind of trying to connect it, but I can't connect it all the way because he never said the name of the church or the name of the bishop. And then the name that I seen on the shirt said Wayne's something. I tried Wayne's remodeling or Wayne's properties or something. I tried to look that up. Detroit is Wayne County, and I don't know though. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the business. Shout out to Miss Parker. So yeah, and then that crazy interview that Miss Parker did with the crazy guy, like he is scary to me. He really is, and I haven't got a chance to watch it, all of it. I did watch some of Toot's reaction to it, and that guy is creepy. I could see why Naziah wouldn't want him to be recording her. The dude is deranged looking. He's scary looking. I actually went and looked at his page because he did a live talking about the interview, how he didn't want to be dragged into anything, and saying something about the Harris household. He's very different. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so yeah, he definitely is different. I looked at some of his older pictures. He wasn't always as bad as he is. But did y'all see the look that Naziah had when he was in that bowling alley taking a picture? And I wonder who that was. And I wonder who the guy was when they were singing Happy Birthday. I wondered who the guy was that was singing in the background. So I'm guessing that was him too. So I feel like it's like look, demonetized, demonized, and then sitting up there when you go on the page, it's all about church and all of this stuff. But something that was weird when I went over there, I noticed that other guy that you interviewed, Darnell. I noticed that he did like some videos of that guy, and it was like provocative pictures because he dealing with the guy, but he got RIP on it with sermons. It's like he playing with God. You don't do that. You don't play with God. I would need to look at it, but it was funny because I was just on, I think, who page was I just looking on? I think it was Brittany Ann. And she had another guy that he was saying RIP to. And she was saying, oh, he lost one of his friends and stuff. But look at these pictures that he took, that he's showing of this guy. And it was all provocative stuff. And then I remembered the Darnell guy. I know Darnell ain't dead. He was just on your channel. So then 2 and 2 I put together. I said, oh, okay, so whenever it's a guy that he mess with, piss him off, or they break up, he exposed them like that. And then he used scriptures to put on those videos. That's demonic. That's playing with God. See, people think when you talk about church that people are praising God. No. The devil go to church too. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting right next to everybody. Remember, he was an angel. So yeah, some people praising God and some people is uplifting that devil. It's a lot of Satan kids out here, and that's scary to me. That is scary to me. I also was looking at his page last night, and I watched some videos on a high speed because I'm like, I got to get up out of here. So it was a video from 3 years ago. He was writing, he was saying, "Oh, I'm in Detroit. I'm back in my hometown," right? So I guess he lived in Cincinnati. And he was just driving down these streets, and he was saying that he liked to be on the east side. Is the east side where Annette lived? I'm not sure. I know the west side is where the twins moved to, or the one twin moved to. So I'm thinking, is the east side where Annette is at? He was riding down these streets and he was talking about how bad and crazy the neighborhood is. But what I found very strange is that he was talking about what he likes to do is go out there and drive around, especially when it's raining. And he said he likes to park his car and walk around the neighborhood because there's nobody out there. To me, that it sounded like he was, people go out in the 4 o'clock hour. Though that's demon time. They go out there and hell, I mean, looking for one person that might be out there walking so they can snatch him. That's what I was thinking the whole time. And it just sounded so creepy because he was talking about how dangerous the streets was. And at the same time, talking about how much he loves to walk the streets. And I'm thinking, mm. One thing for sure, two for certain. To see the type of characters that is welcomed around Annette and those children is very disturbing. They either GAY, they either Preds or both. Definitely some sketchy, scary people that I wouldn't even want to be left alone with. And you mean to tell me that she's letting the kids go and stay the night with these people? I cannot. I cannot. Hold on, I see something in the chat that need my attention, I guess. Let's see. Let me let this play.
Though that was a lot right there. And so, where exactly is this house? How many houses or how far down from Annette? Is it the same block?
It's the same street. It's all right. So the first house that they was in, it's the same street as the new house, but they're on two different sides of the main street.
Okay.
I can't remember what's the name of that main street there.
Is it closer to the older house or the new house?
What, the main street?
No, the house that Jarvis went in where this other guy that was at.
No, so the house that he went in is the house that's next door to the old house.
Oh, is that the house? And that's not the house that Devin be at.
No. So the house that Devin be in, they live next door to the new house.
Okay. So house one had
the new house.
Okay, so house number one had this guy living in that Jarvis jumped on and got the gun charge for. House number two, Devin lives next to, and the guy that do her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why he got his gun charge at that. So ZIYAH was connected with this, and
I didn't know where to go. So much was going through my head after he told me that, because that was the first time I had heard that. And I'm just like, what? I was super shocked. Never heard that. But ZIYAH was involved with it because later on he says, well, he had already said that they had seen some conversations between, or he's gonna say it, they seen conversations between this grown man that lived next door and ZIYAH. But the reason why Jarvis came over there and got in his face was about his. So I'm assuming the ZIYAH thing happened before it. Okay, so one of the things that's going through my mind is whenever they were in court and they was talking about the text messages, and he was going in on her talking about the guy, talking about somebody down the street. I remember a couple times down the street came up because ZIYAH says something about, people be watching the house. And he was like, who be watching the house? People down the street or on the block or something, she said. And then finding out that he got people down the street. He has family. He got the whole block sold up too. He has the whole block sold up. He got family members on the street, allegedly, or whoever went and fired the gun around the corner. That's another thing that I'm thinking. Okay, one of the things that ZIYAH's father said is that the bishop gives houses and cars. So I was thinking, where is Annette getting this money from? She seemed to have property. I don't know how many properties she got, but to live in one and then move down the street to the other, and I'm assuming that she owned these properties, but I never looked them up. I'm not sure. Where is she getting this from? Is the bishop supplying this, or is Frank? I mean, so many things have happened. But that video that Toot did talking about the businesses and stuff like that, that made my heart race when I was listening at that, because I'm like, OMG. Just realizing that it gotta be bigger than we think. Well, not really than we think. We know it's big, because one of the things that I'm noticing is that everybody in a position failed. And then finding out, allegedly, I don't know. I mean, I need to watch Miss Parker's video, because I heard something about the kid, Marquita having a kid by a guy that worked at the school. A grown-ass man at the school that she went to. So with that being said, if that happened then, it's still happening now. Are they in the same cliques? Because why his ass ain't get locked up? Why ain't nobody talking about that really? Why didn't the family mention that? That's weird. But I don't know what the proof is or how it came out. But that's crazy to me. I feel like I need that's what I want to know from Marquita boyfriend. I need a little bit more clarity on that. I do. Maybe he'll call in, or he'll let us know. Okay, let this keep going.
So how did he even find out about this guy?
Unless he got another gun charge. That's the only charge I can think of that got him a gun charge, because they told police that he had a gun. They never found it, but they told him.
Now, do you remember what month this was? Was it
Now, see, that's why I was confused, because at first we was talking as if he did get a gun charge, but in the same conversation, he did say that they left. They scurried off. They scurried off, and then Jarvis got in his car and left. There's no way he should have been able to get in the car. So now I'm wondering, I mean, did he know them? I mean, Did he know the cops? Did he know the people that came to the house at CPS? Because I also got that. Let me read that, as a matter of fact. Okay, so I'm thinking about the guy that was gonna retire, the first one to get the information. He didn't do a damn thing. We heard what he did. Nothing. Okay, he couldn't have cared less. The teacher, she didn't do enough either. The teacher, that she wanted to talk to the hall monitor, she told a security guard that never got the hall monitor. Is like they was blocking her from talking. Now everything is alleged. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. I'm just simply trying to figure out how the hell can everybody fail her in every position if this is not an organization. So the east side is, she said that side of town is dangerous. Wow. That's the side of town he talking about. He like to walk on in the dark at night when ain't nothing moving. And like, what are you looking for? Nobody want to do that ain't weird or up to no damn good. Okay, let me find that thing that I was looking for. Okay, so this right here, it says it's dated 6/30/2022. It's a little blurry, so let me see if I could get this better. This is part of the CPS narrative when they came out and talked to him. It says, based on the investigative findings, there is not a preponderance of evidence to support the allegations of SA for, and got it redacted, blank by blank. So the evidence to support the allegations of SA for blank by blank, blank by Jarvis Butts, face-to-face interviews were conducted with both parents. Okay. Now remember, the first time that they allegedly, April is when Janelle did hers, and then Kiwana did hers after that because nothing was being done. So she's like, okay, let me do it too. Okay. So they did a face-to-face interview where were conducted with both parents. According to Mr. Butts, he has not seen the children. He has with Shannon in months. He stated he has not. Now I get okay. So if this happened in April, it's now June. It probably was months because he had to stay away from the house because of what had happened. He had to lay low for a while. So by the time they talked to him 2 months later, he ain't seen his kids in months. He states he has not essayed any of the children in any way. He stated it's blank. Someone would say that about him. Why would they redact that? He stated it's blank. Someone would say that about him. That's not somebody's name. Oh, that. Oh, no. That don't make sense. Anyway, that's what it say. He stated it doesn't look good either. When you look him up, and he was convicted of SA. However, that was 20 years ago. There's that 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago. What point is he proving with that? All right. He stated it's blank. Someone will say that about him. He stated it doesn't look good either. That when you look him up, he was convicted of an SA. However, that was 20 years ago. According to blank, was shocked at the allegations. This was all new to her. Oh, hold on. According to Shannon Harris, she was shocked. I'm assuming it is Shannon. She was shocked at the allegations that this was all new to her. And it is Shannon because they talking to both parents. Blank stated Shannon stated her 3 oldest children asked for their father all of the time. And he will come over every time they call him. Shannon stated she and Mr. Butts has an open visitation policy. And that's okay. Okay. Blank stated, Blank has never come to her with any accusations against. Okay, so Shannon stated that her child has never come to her with any accusations against her father, and neither have any of her other children. Now, let's keep in mind, while she's telling CPS this, she told Janelle that, CPS called, she talked to him, they gave him all Jarvis information, and she was spinning her, had her thinking that they was on this, and she sitting up here playing both sides of the fence. So, MDHHS sent a LIN to the Wayne County prosecutor and Detroit PD. So that LIN thing is something, I forgot what it stands for, but it's something that if you see something, it gets flagged to get a certain second look or something like that, I think. I might need to look it up. God dang it. We talked about it before, though. But MDHHS sent a LIN, LEN, to the Wayne County prosecutor and Detroit PD. MDHHS completed a referral to Kids Talk for blank and blank was forensically interviewed. Completed a referral to Kids Talk for, we know the names, and was forensically interviewed. There was no disclosure. They was forensically interviewed. Exactly what does that mean? What did y'all find out? There were no disclosures. Nothing. Nothing was disclosed. What they said, nothing happened. They lied. That's what we was told. There were no disclosures, so they didn't say nothing. A home assessment was completed. What? The home was clean, had working utilities and roaches. I'm gonna add. An adequate supply of food that was stuck to the deep freezer because they had it in there so long that you have to break the ice to be able to get anything out of that damn freezer. So the home was clean, had working utilities, and adequate supply of food, was free of any observed safety concerns. The safety plan. A safety plan was not created due to Mr. Butts not agreeing to be separated from his children. Do y'all hear this? A safety plan was not created because Jarvis didn't want to agree to not being around his kids. What are we talking about here? Like, what? What did he have? Why do he got choices in this? Why do they give him the choice of wearing that damn face mask that we don't want to see in trial? Why do he have so many choices to not go to jail when he's supposed to be? Like the gun charge, for instance. They continued that 3 or 4 times. Had they locked him up, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. Because he wouldn't have been out to be able to do none of this. So this dude got more rights than anybody I know. He's more important than the kids. They didn't come up with a safety plan because Jarvis didn't want to be separated from his kids. Of course not. And was free of any observed safety concerns. That, man. There was no disclosures. A house assessment was complete. The home was clean, had working utilities, an adequate supply of food, was free of any observed safety concerns. Safety plan. A safety plan was not created due to Mr. Butts not agreeing to be separated from his children. This case will be denied as Category 5 with a low risk level. A low risk level with a high risk person. This was 22. Was this before or after they put him back on the registry that he hadn't been on since 2019? Did they not know this? Did they not know that he should not have been around children? He shouldn't even been by a school, a park, or anywhere around nobody. No one will be placed on central registry. What? The family was provided with DHS 1450, Pub 137, and a list of resources that can be used throughout Macomb County. So they was rewarded for their bullshit. Y'all hear this? This is crazy. Now look, he in jail now. Exactly. And had he been arrested then, as he should have, Naziah could have been saved and all the other children that he ruined. And while I'm thinking about it, another thing that I thought about is that interview with the girl from 20 years ago that he kidnapped. That girl said that this was his grandmother's house. Soon as I heard that, it took me to the trial, the preliminary hearing, when his sister started crying after the lady asked her, about the grandmother. Y'all haven't really been cool since whatever happened with your grandmother or something. I forgot how she said it, but it made her cry. So I was the whole time, I'm like, what the hell happened at his grandmother's house? What happened at his grandmother's house? Why is she so hurt about that? Why is she so upset? What did he do to his grandmother? And then finding out that he had a whole traffic fest over there. According to the girl too interviewed, she said it was people in the basement that she could hear talking. She never seen it but heard voices. The house was tore up from the floor up except for his bedroom. Was his grandmother in this house at this time? I wonder. But that's where my mind went. And I'm like, OMG. And then I know that they talked about this van, right? The tan van with the curtains or whatnot. And when I heard that, I thought the connection being Kenneth. But she said one thing, that he was wealthy and rich and had a glass house. That's funny that a person like this will have a glass house and throwing all these damn stones. But she said the guy was wealthy. He had a glass house and all of this. This was the person that was driving them in a van, I guess, that had the weird hair. But I didn't hear a description. I didn't hear if the person was black or white. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear if they was, but so I'm still confused on that part. I'm still confused, but I definitely, man, that whole Frank thing, that make a lot of damn sense. And also, it makes sense what I had said, that it could have been somebody else. Remember I said I don't believe Naziah made it back from Ypsilanti? I don't. I believe that somebody, I said that it could have been somebody else in Ypsilanti and a whole nother card nobody know about, all that. It could have been more than one person working together, and it was, because remember, they found unknown DNA. Whose is it? Right? It had to be more than just the people we know about. Okay, let me hit play. I'm getting too far from this, but it's just been a lot.
In the winter, summer, what was it?
I would say more of summer. I can't tell you if it was like fall, summer, or spring.
But it wasn't no snow.
I know it was, yeah, we didn't need coats or anything outside, so yeah.
What year was this?
This had to be at least almost 3 years ago.
Oh, so it was a couple years before Naziah went missing.
Yeah. No. All right. Yeah, you're right. It was like at least a year.
So now I'm trying to figure out Is it possible that he did get a gun charge? Have y'all ever heard of the police not arresting somebody and then going downtown and pressing charges? All right. But I'm not sure, but I do see a gun charge in 2023. 5/1/2023. I'm going to put it in here too. Let me go to the next video.
I can't remember exactly what you said.
Well, I know that I had said something like y'all was living with Annette for a year because that's kind of how you made it sound. And
and that's the thing, I didn't go into detail on it. But so when I met her, I had my own place. I ain't gonna say it was my place completely, but I was basically staying with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
But
let me go to this.
That's what I was thinking. And Devin was actually saying that, I mean, pretty much act like Shanna's best friend. Because he went for bat on Marquita's podcast that day, talking about he was going to beat up people that's talking about her and talking about jumping on her. So you never met Devin?
Devin.
They say Devin does her hair. He allegedly did Naziah's hair.
You know what? I met Devin. So ever since we moved, well, when I met her and then we finally got our own place, I want to say like last year, ever since Naziah came up missing, this is when I kind of met Devin. I kind of heard about him a little bit through the phone, through the twins talking on the phone, and how they be hanging out or whatever. I heard a little bit about him, but then I finally met him when they was like, sometimes they throw like little parties at the house, at my house. Sometimes I'll be there, and sometimes I don't even attend the parties. I'll be in the room, mind my own business, because I like, me and her get into it so much, I just be like, I'm kind of fed up with you where I don't want to deal with you, but I can't really kick you out, because we both own this house, you know. But I'm going to mind my business, because you irritate me. But, yeah, I met him through like them coming over with Shannon.
So is Devin, is it Kenneth that may stay there? Because there's something about a 40-year-old autistic guy. Like, do you know that guy?
I've never met him. And it's crazy because I try to remember back. I might have heard his name, Evangelist. I never heard the last part. I heard of the Evangelist. I know she taught church and stuff sometimes here and there. And I've heard Evangelist in the past. I can't remember what days and what they were talking about exactly. But now that I know who Evangelist is, I'm like, dang, I think I heard them before talking about Evangelist, but I never met him.
So I'm pretty sure. I bet you it's the same guy. I do have a question. Like, is Annette like?
Before we go there, that whole Evangelist thing is weird to me because I actually did a video of us talking about this conversation, but I kind of split everything up and I showed, like, I went to the Evangelist page and I looked at his friends list and I noticed everybody friends with him except for Annette. Like, all her kids is friends with him. Kenneth, Darnell, the Florentino, Naziah, Mom, I mean, all of them. But I don't know why Annette ain't his friend unless her page went private. I don't see her under no comments or anything. But one of the things that I found odd is that the guy named Kenneth called him Dad, and Florentino called him Dad too. Like, do they just go around calling everybody Daddy? I'm just confused because at first, instantly when I seen that, I'm like, wait a minute, I do remember seeing a screenshot and Shannon saying, hey, Daddy, to a pastor or whatever, or him saying something about his daughters. And I did see it and I did find it, but it's not the same pastor. It's another pastor. I don't know if this they dad or if they just call people they dad. Like, help me out. It's weird. Very weird to me.
She runs stuff. Like, do she run the twins? Do they go against her at all, or what she say goes?
No, they don't go against her. It to me, I would never want a grandma like this, but to me, she doesn't play no games. Like, she will cuss you out, and it is what it is. Like, the kids are not going against her. The twins not going against her. The other one's not going against her. That's which I understand, you know.
I guess what I meant, they don't buck up against her. It's like whatever she says. It's like they.
Welcome in, Brian. How you been? And Kathy, the topic is about ZIYAH Harris. She's a 13-year-old little girl that went missing in January 9th, 2024, never to be found again. And this is her auntie's boyfriend that I'm talking to. Her auntie was a twin, so she was essayed by one of her auntie's baby daddy. Well, Shannon's kid's father, Jarvis Butts, and pregnant, assumed to be pregnant, missing, never found, over a year ago.
Kids still with her. Is that
right?
The feel?
Right. That's how it is. That's how it is. And it's just weird because she will cuss you out.
All the kids gone from the house?
I'm hearing that all the kids is gone. I know Marquita kids is gone. And I want to say that Shannon's kids are in foster care. I can't confirm it completely, but I haven't heard them have a conversation, because usually they have a conversation and you hear the kids in the background talking about, hey, Auntie Key or something like that. So I haven't heard that in a while, so I'm pretty sure that the kids are gone from out of her care.
So where's Marquita's kids at?
Right now, both of her kids are with the father of the daughter.
Oh, the father took both of her children, even the ones that's not his. Now, I do want to ask you about when you painted the house. I'm sorry,
because the update on that is that the son is with his father. But I think that he learned that from Miss Parker. But I think it was verified. I gotta ask him that. I think it was verified that that's true. I gotta come back on that one because I'm still confused on that one. But one thing for sure, two for certain: if something happened at a school with a grown ass man and her mama ain't do nothing about it, ain't nobody go to jail, ain't nobody raise hell, and everybody living, and then you turn around and then we got ZIYAH and nobody seen nothing. Nobody did nothing. The officer they gave the case to didn't even talk to the teacher that taught her that day. That teacher literally said that she didn't get notified until October by the Detroit police that she was going to be needed in court. She ain't know nothing. The man from the school, Wolf, he ain't even talked to her. So I don't believe that stuff is just by coincidence. I believe that it's a whole lot of shady people blocking things. It's a whole lot of shady people making sure things don't get to the right people in the right hands. They intercepting it or something. Like, ain't no way. That I was trying to see if it's ever been any issues up at that school. Have we ever had an issue where a teacher was arrested, found with some type of inappropriate thing? Something is off with that school, in my opinion. Very off. We got the teacher. I still say the teacher and the sub teacher and the lunch lady is the same person. I think that in court she was just trying to talk more professional. On Marcus panel, she wasn't. Because I mean, heck, I don't recall, unless they bring in. I think it was the same lady, for real. She sounded different. She sounded older in court. She sounded she sounded older in court. Hell, who knows? You know, like we done seen Annette in some lightweight, sexy, form-fitting dresses standing there between Baby Bop and Barney. You know what I'm saying? And then we see her in court dressed as Patti LaBelle, but we seen her on the dang on what was it called? The press conference, looking like a super old granny. I think they try to do that. You know what I'm saying? They try to make themselves look older when they out and sound older. So I don't know. I feel like it's all game. I do. So yeah, it's a lot of shadiness going on with this case. and more it's just looking like everybody involved. Like how do this dude skate like that? You know, if they would have just arrested this man for that gun charge, if they wouldn't have he said about 3 or 4 rollovers with that. Well, it was supposed to be this date, but then it got changed to this date, and then it got changed. Like he was so. The one thing that stood out to me the most is that how did he roll the dice like that? That was one of the things. I'm like, how did he know that he was going to get out that day, get off and be able to go take care of Naziah? How did he know that? And what was his backup plan if they would have locked him up? I wonder. Because he would have you would have thought that he would have had to have a backup plan. Somebody else was going to take care of that if you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm like, he made plans with Naziah to pick her up that day on the 9th. He had court on the 9th. His court would have had to been that morning. We even got King on the stand saying that Jarvis left at some point around 9 a.m. So he had to have gone to court. How did he know he was going to get out? How did he know? Like, he wasn't trying to make sure that she had his child because he know that was going to send him up the river. How did he roll the dice on that? Unless he had people working for him and he knew it was going to happen anyway. I don't know. That was one of my biggest questions. He really rolled the dice. Or did he? You know, how good is he with the courts? I don't know. But he's skating a little bit too much.
You about to say something?
He skated past the police with the gun charge. They scurried off. He skated with CPS. I just read what they said. He skated with the officer that first got the case when they went to the house, the wolf guy. I mean, I'm just saying, like, nobody noticed anything. All these first people. The teacher who taught her that day and the lunch lady who see her every day, feed her every single day. You see her more than once a day because you the lunch lady and you the snack lady and you the damn substitute teacher of 20. She been there 4 years as I think she been subbing for 4 years, but been working at that school for 25. So what school was Marquita going to when she got pregnant by this guy that worked there? I want to know. Was it JE Preparatory? Because if it was, then they still got some stuff going on like that. Why did he do that to that girl? A sick bastard. This is the only answer that I got. Welcome in, Lewis. Y'all please smack that thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you have not. Wait a minute, I don't hear nothing. Hold on, let me hit play.
Something else?
No, go ahead. I was just about to jump off into another, but we get there. But yeah, about the painting the house. Go ahead.
Okay, to paint the house, like you said, she didn't pay you a dime and you painted several rooms in the house. How did she even ask you to paint the house?
Now, I can't even remember how it came about, but I can kind of blame myself for that because all my life I kind of been like that. I'm very artistic, however you want to say artistic. I don't even want to say artistic. But I'm very, very good with my hands. You know, I paint, I draw. create things, make things, like create shoes, all that type of stuff. So when she saw that, I guess in her mind, and then she's also the type of woman, as a man, you're a man, so you should do man things. That's the type of person she is. So it didn't really bother me because I have a kind heart. I didn't mind doing certain things, but I did tell her, and I told Marquita too, like, she do need to at least, pay me something. I ain't greedy. I ain't asking like for thousands or hundreds or nothing like that. But say if I do come over here and I'm doing this, she could give me something to eat or something, something to show your appreciation. But it was none of that. And I just, did it because I said God was gonna bless me. He gonna bless me one day. I ain't worried. So I did what I had to do. And then my mom felt like she needed the help. And she was trying to move. So in my mind, it kind of made sense. She trying to move. She wanted to leave the house looking better than what it's looking now.
Oh, so that's
here and there.
So that's the house that she moved from. That was next door to where Devin be at.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I almost forgot about that. Mm-hmm. So the first house before they moved, the house next door to them, nobody is talking about this. I don't know why. And I'm starting to put a lot of shit together. So Jarvis got a gun charge, right? And had to go in. I witnessed that situation. He got a gun charge because it's a slow person that lives next door to that house. And he's a mile in the way.
Okay, so with him saying that about people getting it wrong, that ZIYAH was actually walking towards her house on that picture, that was the first I heard of that, because I remember the grandmother or it being said, I don't think I heard it from the horse's mouth, something about she walked, her friends said that she walked the other direction instead of going towards the house. And now we finding out that she actually was walking towards the house. Like, so now I didn't ask him, like, I don't know if walking towards that house, would that be walking towards the where she could have got picked up from? Or, I mean, do we think she went home? I didn't ask him that. Do he believe that she went home that day? If she was walking towards the house, then she wasn't sneaking. You know what I'm saying? It was known where she was going. And I said it from the beginning that she had to go home, because how did her tablet get home? That's what I said the whole time. How did they get the picture that she took that day off of that tablet to make the pictures? How does Shannon go plug in the laptop? Go plug in the tablet right before Officer Gardner got there to pick it up. Why was they going to the house to pick up that tablet? But then I found out she had a laptop. But when they asked her, see, this is that tablet being at home, we had a lot of conversation about that, because I'm still trying to figure out how I get home if she didn't go home. Now I'm finding out she actually was walking towards the house. So are we to believe that she didn't stop home and drop her stuff off, or grab some different clothes, or change something? If we are to believe that that is true, I believe it. I believe it. And then I ran across this article that I thought was really strange, that they sitting up they're blaming her friends for it being a delay in justice, for it being a delay in them looking for her. No, the delay came from Wolf, who didn't give a damn. He was the first person with the case. Whose fault was it that Wolf didn't write a damn thing down? Was that the kid's fault, or was that Wolf's fault? Whether you believe what they were saying or not, he didn't take the initiative to write anything down to be able to say what was what. Then I run across the article. Let me see. Clearly, I can't find it at the moment. Oh, it always be like that. Let me keep this playing. To avoid silence.
He was talking to ZIYAH. And nobody, and this is a whole different file from all the other files they just brought up. Like, he was talking to ZIYAH. So a situation happened where they was basically keeping ZIYAH from talking to him and him from talking to ZIYAH. And he was off or whatever. But it was a situation where he ended up messing or saying something inappropriate to one of Shannon's daughters, or the youngest daughter that she has. Said something to her, and it blew up where Jarvis found out, and then he came over that day, bringing my mans with a gun or whatever, all other kind of stuff. He was mad because the boy was trying to talk to his daughter, and at that time I didn't, know too much about Jarvis to even judge him. But now I think about it, like,
Ida.
You got me mad because somebody tried to touch your kids, and you either do it to your own kids or you do it. Like,
yeah, we don't know if
that's weird.
If he was mad about it being his kid or because he touched him and he wasn't touching him. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I'm like
them his women. Wait a minute, though.
Right.
Hold on, because I did hear about how old is this guy you're talking about?
Oh man, he got to be like in his high 20s, maybe 30 something now, because that was a little while back. So he got to be in his 30s.
Do you know his name?
I probably could find out.
Yeah, we need his name. And it's
because
wait a minute.
Because he basically kind of got into a fight with Jarvis on that day, but Jarvis basically kind of like put the gun up. Then he was still trying to beat on him, but he told him to go in the house. So the dude went in the house, but Jarvis took his ass inside his house behind him.
What?
And then started whooping on him.
So
yeah,
whoa!
It started whooping on him. So I jumped out the car and went to. They was basically still like kind of in their front door, and I just grabbed him because Jarvis skinny. I just grabbed him and pulled him off the porch and told him, "You can't be doing shit like that. I can understand you mad, but you're not about to go in their house. Like, you told him to go in the house, like, I don't care who you is. If I see something wrong, I'm gonna at least try to put my part in there." But yeah, I felt like he was being highly disrespectful when he went in the house. So I didn't even have to really go in the house to get him out, because that's how close they was to the front door. But you step past that threshold. No, you can't do that, bro. And you told him to go in the house, and he did it, and you still want to go in after him. So I yanked him on out of there. And by that time, the police came. He got his name, took it down, and he like low-key disappeared on some slick shit. Like, he got on that same block. He knows some people that live across the street from there, a little farther down towards the corner. He got like family members, either they family members or they just long time people that he know. But we all sitting there on the porch because they trying to figure out what's going on between these two houses and what happened or whatever. They tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. So they tell him he got a gun, and this and that. They never, smoked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block hopped on a bike, went around the corner, and shot a gun in the air, which made the police, scurry off and go see what the problem was. And then he left.
So, what? Oh my God, wait a minute though. That was a lot right there. And so, where exactly is this house? How many?
Okay, so I want to go over the poll right quick because I'm about to end the poll. And so the question was, what's the next topic to discuss? And I see Kimani Lateef is 23%, Carmelo Anthony 19%, Naziah Harris at 47%, and Trump at 11%. And thank y'all for the 53 votes. Okay, so y'all want to talk about Naziah? I'll talk about her again on the next topic. I mean, the next time I go live. We got to get to Kimani Lateef too, because there's a lot of updates concerning that case too. Okay, and I'm gonna let it keep playing. I'm just letting it play all the way out without talking.
Houses are how far down from Annette? Is it the same block?
It's the same street. It's all right. So the first house that they was in, it's the same street.
Okay, and also obviously, this is the text I was talking about. This was it's not a text. I mean, it's a Facebook message that I was talking about where she's saying, "Daddy," and where he said something about missing his twins, and let's see. Yeah, you see it where it say pastor. That's the part I wanted y'all to see.
And the new house, but they're on two different sides of the main street.
Okay.
I can't remember what's the name of that main street there.
Is it closer to the older house or the new house?
What, the main street?
No, the house that Jarvis went in where this other guy that was at.
No, that's so the house that he went in is the house that's next door to the old house.
Oh, is that the house? And that's not the house that Devin be at.
No. So the house that Devin be in, they live next door to the new house.
Okay. So house one had. Okay, so house number one had this guy living in that Jarvis jumped on and got the gun charge for. House number two, Devin lives next to, and the guy that do her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why he got his gun charge at that. So Naziah was connected with this, and so he was how did he even find out about this guy?
Unless he got another gun charge, that's the only charge I can think of that got him a gun charge, because they told the police that he had a gun. They never found it, but they told him.
Now, do you remember what month this was? Was it in the winter, summer? What was it?
I would say more summer. No, I can't tell you if it was like fall, summer, or spring.
But it wasn't no snow.
I know it was, yeah, we didn't need cops or anything outside, so yeah.
What year was this?
This had to be at least almost 3 years ago.
Oh, so it was a couple years before Naziah went missing.
Yeah. No. All right. Yeah, you're right. It was like at least a year or a year and a half before Naziah came up missing.
Because I remember her brother telling a story where she allegedly had a boyfriend that stayed. He had a friend that allegedly had a brother that Naziah was dating. That's what Vari said. And I'm wondering if it got any connection, but
I don't know, because Vari hung out with a lot of little knuckleheads. That's what I call him. Not saying that he was actually hanging with no good, but
So as far as Vari, I never did watch that interview. It was hard for me to watch. I never could get through it. But I do remember him talking about Naziah having a boyfriend that it was one of his friend's brothers. I'm gonna have to go listen to it again, because it was early on and I don't remember everything he said, but I do remember him saying that she was dealing with some, I assumed it was a kid, because he said it was his friend's little brother, and he treated her nice and all this stuff, and I'm thinking like, what? I mean, she ain't need no boyfriend, it was kind of like, I was feeling like she don't need no dang on boyfriend, but he was talking about it like it was a cool thing, and I'm just like, that's a bit much. But I thought about that when I heard that.
Because he said my man's next door. He was like, my man's in them next door. So when I found out about Devin, I thought that's who he was talking about. But now you talking about another person that stayed next door. So I'm wondering.
So another thing that Vari said about next door is that one time he was next door and he came out. He was trying to talk to Jarvis because he was mad because his sister was sitting in the car with a grown ass man. He told her to get out the car with a grown ass man. He walked over to the driver's side to try to talk to Jarvis, and he got all in his face crazy. He scared him, basically. You could tell by the way he was talking, because he's like, I just wanted to talk to him, but no, he really wanted to do something, but he's intimidated by Jarvis, and it ain't no telling what all happened to him. I know he older now, but he was a baby. Like he was. I feel bad for him too. I feel bad for all of them. They were all children. All of them was forced to do the same thing, maybe, allegedly. It wasn't no discriminating. Even the judge said that she didn't think it was. Then in this conversation, we're going to hear about Jarvis and Florentino getting into it. What's up with that? I don't know. We're going to keep going, though. I believe something happened to everyone.
See, I'm starting to think that he's really talking about Devin and them, because he didn't really mess with the people next door, that was the guy that had the flow. I didn't ever really see him over there. They didn't let people in their house anyway. They weren't friendly welcome over there. But at the other house, it's friendly welcome. We might as well say they got two houses next to each other,
and that's what I'm saying. He's even gonna say LGBTQ or whatever. So we know Devin is, and we know obviously his friend that he visiting is, and we know that Vari said that he was hanging with his man's next door. And then we know Devin do Naziah hair, so they was doing her hair. Who else hair he do? He going for bad for Shannon. So it's a lot of like, and then Jarvis even talked about it in court. That's how I figured it out. I mean, he talked about it in his interrogation video, talking about her going back and forth with him next door and in the basement and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, so was Naziah allowed to just hang out with these guys like she was a grown-ass woman? You know what I'm saying? Her hair was getting done like she was a grown-ass woman. I seen a video of her up on the bed, looked like a bottle of something that shouldn't have been in her damn hand. Tequila, as I call it. Yeah, so what are we doing here? What are we doing? They were allowed to be grown. I'm hearing that the kids can do whatever they want. Like, but at the same time, we hearing about this tight ship. Like, what? It just ain't adding up.
That's pretty much, I guess, where Shan spent most of her time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of that stuff was starting to sound confusing. Oh, Shan don't live with me, but the kids.
I see.
This is what it is. Shan lived in Clinton Township, but she barely is at her own house. She would go to her house sometimes, maybe on the weekends a little bit here and there, but you basically at your mom's house so much that you basically kind of live there, because that's where you at. Like you would stay there and decide to get up to take your kids to school by your house and then come back type stuff. Yeah.
Now we do know that Jernell said that she was the reason why Shannon had that apartment out there in Clinton Township. It was originally Jernell's apartment. She capped out of it because she became a nurse or whatever. She's making more money, and Shannon, it ended up being hers, and she lost it because of Jarvis's shenanigans. She didn't explain it, but I remember her saying that she lost it because of Jarvis' shenanigans. That's when she ended up back over her mother's house. And if I remember correctly, she moved in with her mother October of 2023. And a few months later, Naziah was gone. So that means that everything that happened probably happened on her watch, because they said Nazaya used to be with her all the time. Or yeah, she used to be with her all the time. I told y'all from the beginning, I picture her in the middle. We can't forget that Shannon's cousin came out and said she did this from 6 to 12 to her. So we can't forget that. And then she was saying them, and then she was saying other people knew about it. Plenty of people in their family know about it. And I think that cousin is Kiwana's sister. Because I remember her saying, Key, you should have protected me or something. And I think she's talking about Kiwana. If I'm wrong, correct me. I think that the cousin that said from 6 to 12 Shannon did this, gave her a bull crap apology. All that is Kiwana's sister, who seemed to have a problem with Kiwana.
Like, you spent a lot of time at your mama house, even though you had your own place.
Wow.
So you were there, basically. And then Marquita lived with her mama to a certain point in time. When her mama moved, we was basically in the same situation of moving. We both moved basically at the same time. Soon as her mama moved down the street, we was moving into our own place on the west side.
Wow. Okay. Now let me tell you.
That's why I be trying to. But go ahead.
I'm still stuck on this guy next door, and so I want to know, how did Jarvis find out about this guy? What made him go to the house that day? What happened? What led him to that?
So I remember we was in the backyard. I want to say we probably was barbecuing or something. I can't really remember, but we was in the backyard chilling, and then the little girl come to the back talking about mama. I can't remember the guy's name. Such and such said, can I come to his room or something like that? Inviting her into the house or something that sounded creepy.
When you say little girl, do you mean Nazaya?
No, it wasn't Nazaya. It wasn't Nazaya.
Okay.
But Nazaya, there's been word that they've been communicating with each other on the phone and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's an older, slower guy, and then you got Nazaya. So you kind of hear about that, but then when that situation happened, this is Shannon's daughter, not the oldest one that Jarvis was obviously messing with too.
Okay, so with that being said, they already knew about Nazaya. Why they didn't check him or do nothing about that? They knew this guy was already doing that, but went off about the younger daughter. What, she wasn't of age yet? It gotta be like, I don't know. I don't know. But why didn't they do nothing about it the first time with Nazaya? The conversations, what exactly did they see, I wonder? This is crazy.
The youngest daughter.
Okay.
So she comes running in the backyard. She says what she says. Shan gets upset. She calls Jarvis, which makes Jarvis gets upset, and he pulls up within like an hour, maybe. And he just goes starts going off because the guy, he's on his porch sitting down still. You know, he's just chilling, at that time, minding his own business. And Jarvis just pulls up. We all in the backyard. You can see like him just start hollering at my man, this and that. And I'm the type of person like, go ahead and be mad, but just don't put your hands on me. He is slow. I don't know him that much to even be like, I don't know how slow you are or if you deserve to get your hands, some hands on you. But at this point, he really don't, because nothing happened. He said what he said. The girl told on him, you know, let's just talk about the problem instead of beating him up. Like, you don't have to beat the guy up. You can just figure out what happened. But it wasn't like that. He just pulled up, started hollering and chilling, whatever, this and that. And he had a gun in his hand. And I think Shannon told him, like, put the gun up or whatever, or he might have came to a sense to put the gun up. But then he came back and started cussing at him, saying more shit to him or whatever. And he like, take your stupid ass in the motherfucking house, some shit like that.
So I think he liked to mess with people dumber than him, because he definitely loved to call people stupid. Remember, he called Tashiana you know, the Rehart name that YouTube do not like that name, but yeah, the Rehart name, and then he called him a stupid ass. Like but those are the type of people that he liked though. I guarantee you it's because he feels smart around those folks. He got outsmarted by one at 13, and now he just gotta have them. You gotta have them. They gotta have a low IQ to ride with him.
A man literally went in the house, and as soon as he like closed the door, he opened the door and went right in there and started hitting on him and stomping on him or whatever.
Wow.
And I just was like, hold up. And I just basically ran over there, yanked him. And I'm like, you can't be doing that, bro. Like, you're not about to run in the house and do shit. You told me going, like, that don't make sense. Like, and he basically,
no, go ahead.
But he basically, like, stayed there, talked to Shannon about what was going on, and then, like, 30 minutes went by and the police pulled up. And it was like he was stuck. But he, like I said, he got people that laid down the street. And they did that little crazy shit by sending somebody around the corner and shoot the gun in the air. And it threw the police off. But it was too late. I guess they already got all the information they needed, his name, what happened, and shit like that.
So, I mean, so one of Shannon's daughters complained about the guy. But, so what part of it had to do with ZIYAH?
So I wanted to stop it there because he did say, well, I guess they got all the information and all the stuff that they needed. But like, so I don't know, man, if this was the gun charge that he got or not, because I don't have the story of what happened. But I do have a gun charge, 5/1/2023. But if it was that incident, he should have been arrested on the spot. So I really don't know how that worked. If somebody could figure out what that 5/1/2023 weapon charge was, the story behind it, that would be great. That's what we need to know.
Now, the only part to me with that situation has something to do with ZIYAH is that's another part that she was literally doing something with.
Okay, so the guy next door, y'all heard that he is the same one, SO, same thing as Jarvis. So welcome in, everybody. I see Spicy said, I think in their mind, a tight ship is her cursing them out, although, yep, cussing them out, and while they were pretty much doing whatever they pretty much wanted to do. Yeah, that exactly. She was just mean as hell, but let them do whatever. Heroes see no evil. According to, who said, I think it was Marquita boyfriend that said that she be in her room all the time. And pretty much she handled everything. It's a lot of things in her room that they gotta come to her for. Like we heard during the morning prayer, it was they was coming to her room for socks and stuff. That they didn't come to my room and get no matching socks. So her room that's where she hide everything at. Maybe that's why they had to move out, because the roaches took over, because you got food all over the house, hiding it from the kids and letting it go bad. So, but yeah, a mean ship. VF said, my opinion, Shannon is hiding her. She knows exactly where she is. Plot twist, they waiting until Jarvis is charged. She's going to pop back up, and they will have to remove the charge. It's deeper. Now, the only thing I can relate to as far as that is like when it first happened. I mean, when I first got into it and heard about everything that we know now, my first thought was, why? Okay, we talking about SOs here. You know what I'm saying? What's on Jarvis's record? That's like they dream. You got a baby and a baby. A baby and a baby, like, yeah. So back then, that is how I was looking. Like, well, how do we even know? Like, they don't have her, and it just ain't enough. Like, if this was your loved one, would what they have be enough from as far as what Kim Worthy told us and everything that we know that they going by now? It just don't seem like enough to be able to say that. But I'm also not prepared to say you know, that she's still here too. But it's other players. So I feel like anything is possible. I'm trying to figure out if it was unknown DNA, in order to be able to test the other people that we feel is involved, they would have had to place them there. Like the way the law worked, I don't think they can just test their DNA to match. I don't know. Like you would think that they would have done that, ran it through the database, see where it hits. Now maybe they did, and there's no hits, which means whoever it is ain't never been in no trouble. But they ain't tell us that. I don't know. It's a lot that don't make sense. But what we know so far, it ain't enough for me. Like, I mean, even I want it for her. But I'm saying if it was one of my loved ones for a peace of mind, that I wouldn't have one with that. You know what I mean? Like you have no proof that that's what it really is. So I get it with the family not wanting to accept it like that. And it don't make sense with the type of people that these folks are. So I don't know, man. I hope they come up with some stuff that's gonna make sense, connect the dots, and get everybody arrested. I don't feel that way. I feel like they investigating Jarvis, and that's it. But I felt like the only reason why I was feeling like, okay, maybe they are, you know, looking at Shannon because of the Mark D podcast and all of the information that came out in that out of Shannon's own mouth and the inconsistencies and all that. And I don't expect no huge surprises for this trial, though. I know that they don't tell us it's everything, that they're not going to tell us everything, but the way I understand it, you know, everything has been presented. Right, everything has been presented, but it is going to be other conferences, so it might be some more stuff added in. It's still at the stage where it can change, because I think it's another calendar conference or something else before the trial, alleged trial, and the trial could be pushed back. If they push it back, then that would mean they got some new information. They got to start over. They got to do this, see where they are. But that's what those are all about. So we'll see at the next one. You know, if they prepared and where they gonna be. Like I said, unless they add something new, it seems like they presented what they had at the time. They can't just talk about stuff that they haven't presented. You know what I'm saying? That's how court works. So I can't wait to see what the hell they come up with. Seriously. I feel like they got enough to put his ass down, but we more concerned about the other people that ain't being talked about. Let me hit play.
And they did nothing about it. They knew, you know, I remember hearing something about a phone situation where they think that they was talking to each other. Yeah. So that right there is just another add-on.
Wait,
what are y'all doing? What's
hold
going on?
So they seen phone conversation between her and that guy?
Yeah, I remember one of them saying, like, I don't know exactly what was worded amongst the two, but they shouldn't have been texting each other because he's a grown man, she's a kid, and whatever they was texting to each other had to be something that was out of the way because they was upset about it.
So
you hear this?
I wonder if she actually did he actually touch her though? Did it actually go down?
I don't know.
But let me tell you.
So I was trying to figure out, how much, what actually was on there. Why didn't he get reported? I mean, they was upset about it, but did they do anything about it besides having Jarvis check him for her daughter? Like, why would you want to live next to these dangerous people? It's almost like it's a requirement. Just like, I cannot. Welcome in, Karen. I think in my mind. Oh, okay, I read that. Hold on.
What I'm thinking about is there was a conversation in the text messages between Jarvis and Naziah, and he was going off on her about somebody next door. He thought that she was, or down the street or something that he was worried about. And she was saying, I'm sorry, I didn't do anything. And I'm trying to figure out who this person is. And now you saying like they knew somebody next door and it was people down the street. So it's like, it's kind of like Jarvis had that neighborhood sold up.
Yep, and then finding out, he has some folks to go around the corner. It's like he got a bunch of fools. Maybe that's why you gotta have the low IQ. I mean, we heard the two women on the phone. When he called, he had Tashiana call Latresa. Because at the end of that phone call, he said, love you, Ty. That would be Tashiana. And we know that it was Letitia that he had called when he told her, wipe everything down, save yourself, or whatever he said. All that crazy stuff. It's crazy. And then I didn't even think about Naziah's father meeting through that church, but just think about what the father said. He would talk about, he actually said that, remember he said she would move from house to house and he couldn't find her. And then he said he would go to the house and fix stuff at the house. It's like it's like they all meeting through this damn church. It's feeling like the father, I don't know, the fact that we believe that he works for let's play this, because hell, I mean, this little bit of clip I got.
Like Bishop is because, at first I was like terrified. I'm around this man, all this, so I just wanted to be perfect, but I learned in trying to be perfect, I just needed to just relax and be myself. He said, well, Merv, if like I could do this, I could do that, I do that. I needed to get somewhere where I could be comfortable, because he got plenty of everything going on. I just need to get somewhere where I can be comfortable. And once I got there, I continued to make mistakes to where I thought, oh, he gonna get rid of me or this and that. But he began to tell me like it's not about that. With Bishop, it's not about the money. It's about, really, he always told me, it's like, it's for my life. I'm like, did I do a good job, Bishop? He's like, yeah, you did a good job. But Merv, I want to see you at the ministry. I want to see you in Bible study. He's always on me. Like Bishop, it's because.
Yeah, old Bishop Daddy, Bishop God. I mean, like, is it ironic is it just a coincidence that he praising this bishop? We feel like it's a weird cult type of church. I don't know. He did not say who the bishop was. He did not say the name of the church. But it's feeling like it could be the same bishop, and he could have met Lady through this church. All of these people seem like they meeting through the church. I went on Kenny's page and I went back. I was on a video from 8 years ago when Kenny went to that church. It was 8 years ago. That was a minute ago. That was a minute ago. He been connected. He might not be connected now because he don't live there. But when I went all the way down, he was literally recording. He was sitting like on the first dang on row. Heck, the pastor could have reached out and touched him if he wanted to. So it seemed, but it's nobody in the church. But then the story that he told us about that church, I'm like, come on, man, this is a front. This ain't no real church. If the pastor is cussing and all this.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, because to tell you the truth, it could have been that, the guy next door, or it could have been that Naziah is a kid, and in all actuality, she probably was low-key still, attracted to boys her age.
Think about it, though. I mean, it's so weird, the things that we've been thinking, like, okay, so Naziah was failed so many times, first by her parents. You know what I'm saying? And Lady hasn't been, people haven't been focusing in on her a lot. Because there's like, well, she she wasn't with her mom, blah, blah, blah. But I've always said that I thought it was strange that her mother was there when this happened. Like, she hadn't been there all this time. She's there when it happened, though. And I kept asking myself, like, if we could see on screen that she looked like she is with child, wouldn't her mother have known that right away? If your mother ain't seen you and you a little small frame girl, and then she seeing you and you, she didn't notice that she was pregnant, there's no way that she didn't notice why she was here. There's no way. If we can see that on that's and it also didn't make sense to me that they would give her to the mother. Like, you know what happened to you. So, I mean, are they paying people to have kids? You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what is it? It's something. Because why was they so willing to do that and hand it right over to the mother? Like, it's a way to keep it going. I can tell you that. It's a bunch of weirdness. Bunch of weirdness. That just don't make sense. Unless it's some weirdness.
And that's something that he probably couldn't take either. Knowing that, she's young, she can be easily attracted to something else. So he probably was like, trying to keep whoever away.
See, the other part that I remember hearing is that they moved because of the guy next door. That's why they moved down the street, to get away from him, allegedly.
Now that could be the reason, but no, that lady probably wanted to move because she low-key had roaches in that house.
What? In the first one?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was because of her or with the landlord but yeah, she had roaches in the house. That was a lot of the reasons why I was either pacing or I remember going over there a couple times because they had to bomb the house to, help get rid of some of the roaches.
What? So was she nasty or was the house just infested?
The house didn't look nasty because the kids were always on a schedule of keeping it clean. Like, they had to do their chores or, they were getting cussed out or something. The house was never really nasty, but after a while, you can be like, okay, you do got roaches. I can see you starting to see them. It was like that.
They had roaches up in there. Is this the one they was doing the morning prayer in? What?
I don't know why I called it the morning prayer. It's really the morning curse. That's what the hell that was. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all, please smack that thumbs up if you didn't get a chance to. And also subscribe to the channel and set all notifications. Shout out to Writers for Life. How you doing? Welcome in. Just like the other? What? Wait, let me see. I think in their mind, I read that. Where did I pretty much wanted to do? Let me read it. I think in my mind, Tight Ship is her cursing them out, although and while they are pretty much doing whatever they want to do. And yeah, he did say that the kids do whatever they want to do. And so, but in court, it was confusing on the text messages and when they were actually, that was a mistake. When they were actually using the correct time, because it was going between UTC, I think it is, and standard time, and it was confusing. I thought they had converted the time, but I'm still not completely sure about the times. But it was some late times that I heard, and I'm like, that's when I was like, ZIYAH don't go anywhere that she's not allowed to go. Like, because she will ask him, or she'll say, I can't go. Like, he was trying to pick her up from school one day. She's like, no, I can't do that. And then it was a time that he was trying to pick her up. Well, did they say I could go? Type of thing. And so that's why I was like, they know what the hell, they know what she doing. They know. And then I wondered, are they getting a kick out of watching her think she's sneaking? Like, just some weird stuff. That was a thought too. Maybe they watching her but making her feel like she getting away with it. But nah, it seemed like they was dressing her up for it. It really do. She was getting her hair done constantly. You know, the guy next door. The day that it happened, even in the interrogation room, Jarvis talked about the nails that he got her. Yeah, she wanted them. She earned them because the dude was like, "Well, why not get them? Why not give them to her?" Because he was talking about how the grandmother ain't on the nails and all of that kind of stuff, but she wanted them, and so he got them for her. Well, why not just give them to her? Don't give them to her. She earned it, man. She earned it. So you dressed her all up, got her all dialed up and all that just to take her out. What was that? Like that, I feel like they was dressing those girls up for the occasion, which make me wonder where else. Because when you listen at the lady that Toot had on her video, I mean, she did have a lot of information, and then Toot was able to pull up the information, the grandmother house, and all of that kind of stuff. And so if he was doing that then, even though that was when he was first getting started, I guess. Allegedly, I don't know when he got started because he been a scumbag all his dang on life. Let me let this play.
I can't believe that. Oh, okay, so you think she... Wow.
That doesn't trip me out. It's like, I get that people are normal. Nobody's perfect, but how can you sit here and pray with these kids and then cuss at them like that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I grew up, me and my kids go to church, we get in the car, I might say some crazy old stuff, no cuss words or anything, but I'm a kid, I might say something, and she might be like, God damn it, or just say something, a cuss word, and she gonna be like, shit, you got me cussing, and then she gonna apologize to the Lord and all that kind of stuff, and be like, I just got to church, I can't be, not nothing out of that, like that with her, it's more just like, that's normal for her, like, you need me to use the Bible for your personal needs.
Yeah. It's just a front. Sounds like to me. Now, a couple questions. Do you know who Marquita and Shannon's father is?
Never met him. I'm trying to figure that out. I asked him at one point, but the answer wasn't. It was like a beating around the bush type of thing, like. Do y'all know y'all dad? Like, I didn't want to get too into their business of making them feel uncomfortable. But it was just like, I remember asking them, like, who's y'all dad? But
I seen a post.
Was a pastor.
Right. That's what I was going to ask.
And if their dad is a pastor, I'm starting to think it's that pastor.
Well, I seen a post where she said she commented under his post because he said something about missing his daughters. It might have been within a post, and if I see it, I'll screenshot it. But yeah, it appears that he is a married pastor, but I don't know. I just wondered if you knew anything about it.
So, y'all, please get the thumbs up. We got 81 watching and only 54 thumbs up. Can the thumbs up match the people watching? Even if you in the bushes, y'all, please hit the thumbs up. It's so important. I appreciate the view, but the interaction is very, very important. So, again, as far as these text messages, this is what I was talking about. And it says, Pastor Ronald Preston, we see that he said, I miss my twin girls. How have you been? I pray all is well with you both. LOL means lots of love. She said, love you too, Dad. How have you been? I miss you all. I miss you all. Wish you all were still here. Miss you doing Bible study. So this guy, did he go to the same church? I don't know what church this guy went to, but when I went onto his page, it appears that he may live in North Carolina, but he's from Detroit, but he hasn't lived there in a while. And also, he just celebrated his 30th wedding anniversary. So if he was the father, then he wouldn't have been married at the time. They 31 or 32 probably now. But I don't know if this is their father or not. That's why you shouldn't go on social media calling people daddy and daughters if that ain't what it is. Because now we don't. Hey, I'ma just assume it's her dad. That's what they saying. But then I seen Florentino calling the current pastor daddy. And it's like, what? What are we doing here? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But there it is. Let me hit play.
About that. What about the go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I've been to his church. Just around the same, matter of fact, around the same time I got on Brittany Ann's live thing. So I was talking to her, and she wanted to be, a little nosy about what church they go to. So I was like, it's not too far from where I'm staying at now. I'll walk up there and go look. So Sunday I went, and it was only like 5 people in there. He was standing in there, he was talking. Man, he was cussing up a storm.
He was cussing on up there on the pulpit?
Yeah. And I would have thought, I would have thought that being that he saw me as a stranger walk in to sit down and, get a little word in, I would have thought like he would switch it up a little bit. But no, he had like I was a part of the church and he was just cussing up a storm. I was just sitting there like,
wait a minute.
I'm not cool with this.
When you say cussing up a storm, like what did he say?
And I didn't want his devil words to really fill my head with certain stuff. So I was listening, but I wasn't listening, but he was like talking. It wasn't really from the Bible, really. It was more like he was talking about life situations and how niggas are treating you.
Oh, he was, that's what I was trying to figure out. What words was he saying? He was saying the N-word.
I'm used to a pastor that will use the word damn and hell.
Right.
And they probably won't go any further than that. He was using motherfuckers, shit. I can't even remember if he used the B word or not.
Wait a minute.
I wouldn't put it past him.
And this is the church Annette goes to.
Yes.
Oh my God, because I want to see if that's the same pastor guy that she commented under the video and saying something about daddy and stuff. Like, I don't know if that's her father or if it's just the church she going to now.
Somebody brought it to my attention. The church don't look like a church. It look like a warehouse on the inside. But
it sounds like a bunch of bad people that's perping. Like, do you think this could be an organization?
It could be, because another thing that's weird to me, everything is covered up. You know how, like, you can throw, like, sheets and stuff over your drum set and over your piano and stuff so it don't get dusty? That's he wasn't even on the pool thing, on the thing talking. He was on the floor, basically where everybody sit at. And everything else was covered up. I can understand the chairs is covered up. That's probably what y'all do throughout the whole thing, throughout the years. The chairs are covered up in the little purple things. But everything else is covered up. It looked like the church was shut down for COVID.
Oh, wow. So this is scary because let me tell you, the guy that we mentioned, I think his name is Kenneth, and he goes by Evangelist. Now you're talking about a pastor. It sounds like, just like I was trying to figure out, how could this happen to ZIYAH? And so they got people in different positions that's supposed to be respected, but they're doing stuff like this. This is what I'm believing. Do you know Frank?
Okay, so I'm editing the video right now that I'm about to put in for when Kenneth was at the church like 8 years ago, sitting there recording the pastor. And then you'll be able to see all the, like, here's what I'm wondering. When the last time they washed these funky purple covers on these seats? I bet you they probably ain't never hit no soap and water. I wonder. Because I bet you it's funky. Because this was 8 years ago. How many years they been in the church? And when was the last time they washed it? I am curious. Hold on. Okay, so let me put this other video, play this other video of the father. It's really too long for me to put in here, so I'm editing while I'm up here, which I always do that. But let me see.
He was more concerned about that, and then when it was time for business, he got to business. But I also learned from Bishop, his business is what helps the ministry and the things he's doing, and just small things. Like I personally, I have seen him give away cars, and I'm like, what, he gonna give it away? But then I see what happens once the cars be given away. But he always gives it to, if these people out here want help, they need to come worship. And all the much as you give, as much as you would get. You know, so with the homes, he gives away homes, houses, homes. He calls me out. He meets me, always blessing. But that's why I go out 24/7. Whenever he calls me, I make myself available. You know, and so it's just dealing with Bishop. I mean, I just love him, you know, for one thing. And, you know, I don't like to follow anybody. But one thing about Bishop, he was more concerned about.
Sound like a cult to me. You know what I'm saying? You praising him I ain't heard nothing about the Lord. You know what I'm saying? All I hear is all this praising for the bishop. And if it's this jack leg Inga, I know some way. Ain't no dang on way. But he talking, listen, I always been told ain't nothing for free. Okay? Bishop giving away houses and cars. What you gotta do for that money? What you got to sacrifice for that money? I wonder. Like, I don't know who his bishop or God is, but yeah, God rest his soul because he has passed. But he praising this man too much for me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and say what you was about to say.
I think it's something going on because even I went to the pastor's Facebook page. He's friends with the evangelist, the thick glasses.
Oh, wait a minute.
Friends with him.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! This ain't no real pastor. This the church he go to every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They meeting doing some other stuff. I believe that church is a front. It gotta be.
Yup. And then he got a
Allegedly.
It's a video on there. He did like a daddy's and daughter dance for the church. And he got all the little girls dancing, and then you gonna see like all the daddies, if they did daddies, in the background with their phones out, recording. Nobody else is dancing. No fathers out there like, hey, with their little girls, nothing. It's just all the little girls out there dancing, and all the guys is out there like in a circle with their phones out, taking pictures or recording.
Oh no!
It looked weird. It looked weird.
It did look weird. I did see that video. It may or may not be his church though. It looked like he may have been in a gym at a school. And he did say something about being with his granddaughter or daughter being with his granddaughter or something like that. I'm not sure where they was at. But it did look strange, especially if you're looking at it from where we looking at it from. So I'm not sure about that, but it is on this guy's page what he's talking about.
Oh no, this sounds like I seen pictures of Jarvis allegedly taking his daughter to a daughter daddy dance. I wonder, was they going to that church?
Now, I do believe he has had them because of that. Because Jarvis, I don't think he was going to that school. And if maybe they do have them at the church, but the one that I seen, I didn't think it was at the church because it looked like a gym and it looked like it was bleachers and I seen like a mat on the wall, you know how they have it at gyms. So, but yeah, they probably do. Because one thing I can tell you that they do is they have parties at this church. Like literally, he had like a 70s party and then he said something about no judge zone. Like, hold on, what is this church? What are we talking about? No judge zone. Talking about 70s dance party and all this. Like, is this a church or a hall? Let me know. Let me know. It looked like a Chester van. You know how I don't have no windows inside. Once you in, you don't know what time of day it is or anything. Ain't no light getting in. Ain't nothing but darkness and funk from those covers they got on them seats that probably ain't been washed since they washed themselves.
I think it was that one. I'm trying to do research and look at the background of the place that they was at. I think so, because I don't think he has the balls enough to go to a school dance. Because don't they run your information?
I mean, not necessarily, but now that you're saying that, I'm sure it was at that church. And I wonder where they were going. And you just said that, yeah, that's the connection. And I got another question as far as that, the son as a cop. What's your take on him? Do you know his name?
I don't know his real name, because I know his real name can't be Boo.
Right.
I used to ask him, like, why y'all call him Boo? Like, that's a little weird. Like, wouldn't that get you in trouble when he called and then you answer the phone and you be like, hey, Boo? And then when your man or me be like, woo, woo, you know, like, oh, that Boo. Okay, it's weird, but they call him Boo. That's all. They always call him Boo. I've never heard another name or nickname for him.
Have you ever seen him?
I've seen him a few times. He basically, you know how some police officers do that football thing, and they get all the kids and stuff to do the football stuff.
Oh, okay.
Lead and stuff. Yeah, so that's how I ended up seeing him. So Marquita's son liked to play football. So he was on a power team or a football team or whatever, and then basically he would come pick him up because he was like a coach or whatever.
So she has a son that worked with kids too as a coach, and he's a cop.
Yep, he's a police officer, and he coached a little football team or whatever.
About how old would you say he is? Is he older or younger than Lady?
He's older than Lady for sure. I want to say he's the first or second son. I want to say the second because I don't think I met the first.
Yeah, the first one allegedly is when she was 11 and he got taken by the state. So
I never really heard anything about the first one. But yeah, I've seen Boo a few times here and there. Learned that he was a police officer and found out that, you know, he did the football thing. But I don't see him as much. He comes over and he's gone. Then you got Florentino. I'm just learning about his situation. And Terry Juffy could have been messing around with Darvish, because there's been a couple stories I've heard where, you know, I get it sometimes that gay people will mess with a straight person, like, hey, boo, or something like that, because they might have a crush on them.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. But I've heard little stories where they say, like, he don't like Florentino because he be talking about hey boo or something. I can't remember the exact lines of what he said to him to make him feel uncomfortable. But I got that out of it. But I don't know. They don't act like they don't like each other. I've seen them around each other a couple times.
Yeah, I think they like each other.
They got into it with each other. To me, now that I think about it, it seemed like as if they was a couple. They got into it.
Him and Florentino?
I remember. No. All right. So, as much as I don't know Jarvis like that, we only went out one time somewhere. It was what was it? I want to say it could have been Valentine's Day or something like that. So, no. I take that back. It was Mother's Day. So I basically was spending time with Marquita for her Mother's Day type of thing. And then it turned into a dinner thing. They wanted to take their mama out to eat. So out of all the stuff that, you know, we go out and hang or go do something, this is the first time Jarvis actually participated.
Mm-hmm.
So we in the car, we in the van, Jarvis is in the front. Annette, she driving. We got the twins in the two seats right there, and then you got me and Florentino in the backpack. So we on our way to go to the place to eat. And somehow Jarvis and Florentino get into it. But they get into it to where it's like, we're driving, and then y'all trying to fight each other. You trying to leave your front seat, and he trying to leave the back seat so they can fight or whatever, argue. I had to literally yank Florentino down and then use my arm as like a seatbelt and tell him, like, y'all need to calm this down. Like, she driving, y'all trying to fight each other. Y'all gonna let her kill everybody in the car.
Who was driving?
Annette.
What? So, wow. It sounds like he was part of the family.
Yeah, he was. And for her to be like, he don't come in the house and stuff like that, I was sitting there looking like, this lady is a damn liar.
So I guess I should have asked him what was the argument about? Like, yeah, what exactly was they arguing about? I remember seeing a picture of Jarvis and his daughter sitting in these stanky purple seats at the church, and she was a baby. It was like she was being christened that day, and he's sitting there looking creepy as hell. So that placed him in the church. I put that in one of my videos, and also I'm about to show y'all the stuff that I had in there. So let me see. Wait, where is it at? Hold on. This is what I was talking about, that he had this on his page, like talking about 70s party. I can't even see the whole thing because that thing is in my way. Oh, here it is. I can see it on my other phone. It says, do you remember the 70s? Well, let's see. Come join us. No judgment zone. Come Soul Train with us and see who have the best 70s outfit on music by DJ Angel. So I'm wondering, what kind of music y'all playing? Regular club music is what they playing in the church, okay? And he wants you to know you can feel free to be yourself because ain't nobody gonna judge you. This is inappropriate for a church. What is that? $15 or something to get in? Wait, okay. Tickets are $15, October 30th. So what is this? A Halloween get up, and it's from 5 to 9 at the church. Food, karaoke, fun, prizes. Come one, come all. Let's have ourselves a ball. And then I seen another one when he was like, "Come live with us." I'm like, wait a minute now. Wait a damn minute. Come live with y'all? Now I gotta find that one. Yeah. And then his memes and stuff that he got. Be happy. It drives people crazy. Look, just focus on what's important and capture the time developed from a negative. Something about get another shot. That's inappropriate for a pastor. Even if you're talking about a camera, it makes it seem like you're talking about a shot. You know, a normal pastor probably wouldn't post that. You know, you don't want to be happy to drive people crazy. That ain't no pastor talk. May my haters live long to see my success. Like, is this pastor talk? That's why when I went to his page, I definitely believed Marquita boyfriend when he told me that he was cussing like a dang on sailor. You know my name, not my story. Inner peace begins with you. Choose not to allow another person to control your emotions. I couldn't see it all. But and then this guy, he calls him daddy too. So then when I seen that, I was wondering, well, is this his dad? And I'm just confused. Why are they calling pastors daddy? Unless that's a role that he playing. I'm just confused. Are they all his children who do whatever daddy say? I mean, I'm just trying to understand I know I don't have the one to say daddy up there, but I promise you I got it. It's in the video. And then I just cannot. What is going on here? Another thing, this on the whole nother side of town. You know what I'm saying? Most people, this church, boy, it's serious for them to get there. It's on the whole nother side of town that they don't usually visit. And then I see a picture here of him hugging a man that says, my stepson, my son-in-law. So there's some more LGBTQ that's connected to the church. And then I noticed in the back of the church, it has a bus and it also has some blue barrels. Blue barrels. Those blue barrels have been known to hide things in that. Bodies. Then we got a little girl at the church dressed like an angel with a wig on with 2 fingers up to her mouth like she's smoking something. And he said something about the fountain of youth, which made me think, look side-eye too. And then another thing, like, I don't know if y'all noticed the video that I was playing with the dad. It was some guys in the video laughing. I was trying so hard to see who those guys was, because anybody that's around, I don't know, man. Like, are they meeting each other and just like, because he don't seem, I don't know. I don't know. Do he seem, I don't know if she even got a type, but that's what I'm thinking. Is he even her type? Like, how did they end up doing all this and then be connected to the church too? Like, and he married, so we know ain't no church things happening. You doing stuff you ain't supposed to. Here's the church right here. This puts him in that church at least 11 years. 12 years. You know what I'm saying? This Jarvis Butts with his baby, who's now 12. Is she 12? 11? Y'all see them seats? Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see if this showed up.
I know the family hopes and prays that she is still
Alive.
Correct. But if you get that phone call,
that's why I'm getting back in the ministry.
48-year-old Mervyn Jennings is Neziah Harris's biological father. He says he's tried to reconnect with his daughter for the past 8 years. Jennings says he was only reconnected after 2 Detroit Public Schools police officers tracked him down.
When the last time you been up to your daughter's school? I said, my daughter's school. I said, I don't even know what school she go to. I said, I've been looking for her. And they looked at each other, and I was like, what's going on? They said, your daughter's missing.
He's dealt with serious medical issues in the 8 years away from Neziah. Jennings has congestive heart failure. He says in April, doctors gave him only 7 days to live. While that prognosis has slightly improved, Mervyn needs a new heart. While dealing with those difficult health challenges, Mervyn says what really hurts his heart.
I believe my daughter was pregnant. Yes.
He says much of the family thinks Neziah was being sexually assaulted by a man who is a convicted offender. We're not naming him because he hasn't been officially charged in the case.
Oh, my God. They're like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know, what's done in the dark, it's going to come. It's going to come. You can't do this. You can't do this, man.
And get this, Mervyn also says that he talked to Neziah's older brother, who says that registered sender has been molesting her since she was 12 years old. They are holding out hope that Neziah will come home alive. I know the family hopes and prays that she is still.
Now, I found that interesting that they said that Vari said that he'd been doing that since she was 12 or whatever. They just said Vari didn't ever admit that he knew that when he spoke out. But they're saying there that he talked to the dad and told him that. But I think they knew what the hell was going on. So if y'all remember when he spoke on Mark D's channel, the father was asked when was the last time he seen Neziah, and he said about 4 or 5 years. I remember saying if he could say 4 to 5 years, it probably was 8 to 10. I literally said that because 4 to 5 years didn't sound that bad to him. So I knew it was longer, I promise you. And in this video, they just said he ain't seen her in 8 years. So that is a long time, and that's why he couldn't remember a dang on thing about her. Because he talked about how he was in the hospital for years. He had to learn how to rewalk. He didn't have a phone. He couldn't find the mother. Then he told a story about them squatting in the house before. Then he talked about her moving from house to house, jumping from house to house to house. I couldn't find her. So I'm sitting here like, what the hell did Annette have going on? And then we find out that Bishop got houses he gives away and cars, and he got people working for him in properties and all this. And I still don't have the name of the bishop or the church coming from the father, but I don't believe in coincidence, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know. Everything is alleged, but it's seeming to kind of match up. Shout out to T Beezy. How you doing? Shout out to Sherry. Welcome in, y'all. I was not looking at the chat. How you doing, Olivia? And then Strength said the best way to hide something is in plain sight until things go off script. Just my opinion. Okay? That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, but you gotta wonder. It's only a few people in the church at a time. It's barely anybody ever there. The people that I did see sitting look like some witches. Let me see. Dang, I must have forgot to cut the volume down or something because it muted me. But this is the guy. Yeah, I wasn't trying to have no audio on that. That's him. That's the pastor. But that's an old video. Like I said, this was the Kenneth Do recording 8 years ago. Then we got Jarvis dated back 11 years ago with his baby girl. This church is the connection. I mean, hell, tell me I'm wrong. It got to be. Then this was them in that bowling alley that day when Kenneth sitting there recording them. They just sitting there. They in their own little world, not really paying a whole lot of attention. I guess it's normal for him to just sit there and record somebody that clearly don't want to be recorded. She did not want to be recorded by him. Do y'all see her face? Have you ever seen her face look like that? She wasn't playing with him. She wasn't. She did not want him looking at her. Period. And then you got these adults over here oblivious to everything, or claim to be oblivious to everything. It's just freaking disgusting. This dude, this scary. Shit. To me. You hear me? Let me hit play.
Do you think that? Go ahead. That's crazy.
He came over whenever they called, or whenever he felt like he probably needed something. He was over there.
So him and Annette had, did they have a weird relationship, or was it normal? Because it seemed like Annette ran up to him quicker than his said baby mama.
To tell you the truth, she seemed like the type that would mess around with him. She got that vibe on her that
Jezebel spirit.
Yeah, it's something I can't really pinpoint it, but it's like if I wouldn't put it past her if they did something.
Wow.
I really wouldn't.
So you wouldn't put it past Jarvis that he may have been with a man before either, right? Is that what you were saying?
I kind of wouldn't put it past him just because the stories that I'm hearing. Usually when a person seems like they got like a sex addiction, they don't really judge. They gonna try whatever.
I think when they have think that when they've been tampered with when they're young, that they have confusion, especially if it's women and men tampering with them. And then when they get older, they try to fight those urges by over-sexualizing themselves, but they really looking for that weenie that they running from. That's my opinion.
Because the lady...
I only laugh. Wait, hold on. Let me explain that.
Like now, it's probably what she looks like now, but I can imagine when...
I laugh because I was talking about Jarvis. I mean, when you think about the thing that might have happened in childhood, but him as an adult is who I'm looking at right now. And I do believe that is obviously something that he running from. Even the judge said that she didn't believe that the kids was off limits. I mean, boys. And so what I'm showing y'all here, Archbishop is this pastor right here. This is his page profile picture. I just can't find it by itself for the moment. But that right there with that little Navy something, I think I heard him say that's what it was, some type of symbol for the Navy. I don't know. But this is Archbishop Herman. We got Kenyatta Harris. We got Florentino, who called him daddy on a post. And also Kenneth called him daddy. And we got Shannon connected to him. We got Kenny connected to him. We got, oh, that's him again. And it's some other one. I think the Darnell person that Miss Parker talked about. Let's see if I could fit these in, because just while I'm doing this, I also got that. Oh, it's too much stuff in here. Okay, let this keep playing. I'll look at the chat in a minute. I gotta move this stuff out.
And she was younger. The lady actually looks like the twins' mom, Annette.
Yeah, I seen that image the other last night.
They kind of shave her. They kind of shave her in a way, and it made me think like maybe he kind of, like women that kind of look like that lady.
Yeah.
So this is just something else that I got to just show like stuff talking about warning: sugar-coated preaching is dangerous to the soul. It is better to speak the truth. So when I seen that, I thought about the cussing that he allegedly was doing in church. Everything is alleged. I wasn't there. I don't know, but everything's alleged.
And the other question, do you know King or Frank?
I never met King or Frank.
You've never seen neither one of them?
No. The only thing I know is that he worked with him up at the shop, but I've never met him or seen him.
It's starting to look like Frank might have some involvement because somebody put him up and said he got a SO background or some weird background too.
Yeah, that's strange. Like that's strange.
And so, yeah, I think it's a connection with that church. If he cussing like that, he is not a real man of God. So what is he really doing?
And then another thing that's strange is when King said he had to look up how to put a water pump on, and in my mind it's like, how long have y'all been doing the fixing on cars? Because the water pump is like kind of one of the simpler things. I'm not gonna say it's just that simple, but he should know how to do that without having to look it up.
Allegedly, it's supposed to be different in that type of vehicle. Because it was
I get that.
Yeah, allegedly. That's what he said. Because he started out saying that it was some guy was supposed to come and help him fix it. And that's something that I would love to see. If you could, I don't know how I would get it though. I'm trying to figure out the route. Like how far is that AutoZone that they said that they ran into Neziah? I'm trying to figure out, is that even possible? Is that AutoZone in the route of her walking from the bus stop?
I gotta get the right AutoZone because at first I could have sworn he was talking about the red and yellow one. Aren't they talking about that one? Or are they talking about the one that was across the street from that hotel?
Oh, you talking about? No, I'm thinking they talking about the one across the street from the hotel. that Frank's Auto that they were working at? Yeah.
So from that place, it's okay. I want to say you could walk. You could walk from their house to that shop, and it's a bit of a distance, but it's not that far. As a kid, you wouldn't really think much of it if you used to walk, because it's like maybe 30 minutes of a walk.
Oh, you think? Oh, I know for a fact that they have rode their bikes and stuff up there before, up to the shop. But I was trying to figure out where the AutoZone was. But I guess we a little past that.
Yeah, I had to look that one up because I don't understand the AutoZone for real. But it should be one up and down that street.
Another guy that lives over there, that lives in Detroit, he said that they would not have ran across Neziah walking in that route if they was going to AutoZone. So he was just saying that King was lying. But shoot,
all of them is lying. I came to the conclusion of you got to look at who's in the picture. You got King, his sister, and then you got Jarvis' baby mamas.
Okay, let me see what y'all saying. And I think, wait a minute, 5. We got. Let me play this video. But I don't think y'all can see it. Hold on. I ain't gonna play it because it's small. But y'all can go watch 4. This have a lot of images in it that I wanted to play, but let me just play it.
I know the family hopes and prays that she is still
alive.
But if you get
now, one thing that I didn't particularly notice that he's sitting on a bed. He's sitting on a bed. Somebody had commented and was like, "Why do that bed look like a prop?" And I'm like, "Why? I didn't even notice he was in a bed."
definitely.
That's why I'm getting back in the ministry. With Bishop, it's not about the money. It's about, really, he always told me, it's like, it's for my life. I'm like, did I do a good job? He's like, yeah, you did a good job. But Merv, I want to see you at the ministry. I want to see you in Bible study. He's always on me. He was more concerned about that. And then when it was time for business, he got to business.
Now, a couple questions. Do you know who Marquita and Shannon's father is?
Okay, I'm not gonna play this one because of that.
Never met him. I'm trying to figure that out. I asked him, like,
this one.
She will cut you out. Now, it's this one video where it's gonna come to me what his name was, but she had a baby that was in foster care that wasn't even supposed to be shown in the video.
Legend.
Legend, yes.
All day. Say good morning. Say good morning, everybody. Dirty clothes. She ain't got no fucking socks. They take the dirty clothes downstairs. She wanna come to me at the last minute and ask me for the socks.
Legend, such a sweet baby. But I remember this one day I was there and she was feeding him, and he's not facing towards the kids. They in the background basically being kids, making, little noises or whatever. And he's a baby. He's gonna turn around and see what's going on behind him. He hears some giggling and some laughing, he wanna see what's up. Mm-hmm. So he looked, and here she go. Turn your ass around and I ain't gonna take you no more and shit like that. Like, the way she talking to him is like, oh, damn, he's just a baby.
I'm telling you. So, next time your ass you next. Legend. Say good morning, Legend. Say good morning. He is too. Funky foot.
He turns around. Yeah, he turns around. You can tell he was scared. Oh, shit. Turns around. And then, not too long, a little later, some more noise. So he's a kid. He's going to do it again. He looks. And here she go. Turn your ass around. Pop him in his mouth. Like, hard.
Legend, shut up.
Like, to me, it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. I could see maybe you popped his hand and Like,
In
hey,
his
hey,
mouth.
you gonna listen? But and she popped him in his mouth so hard, I'm looking like, whoa.
And this was a net?
Yeah.
Wow. And that's her, is that her
that baby gone.
Oh, they took that baby after all of this?
Yeah, that baby got out of there before any of this stuff happened.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think his daddy got his shit together and got his son back.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear Legend is out of that hellhole.
Can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically the diet, getting them to school and things like that?
Sure. Right here. One of these stupid ass kids did that.
Now let's just look at how damn phony Granny Dearest is. She is phony as hell. Les will see Heaven's Gates that man, you talking about this church. This church is scary. Evangelist. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Kenneth. I ain't calling him no evangelist. Let's see. This is what I wanted to show right quick. These are the charges that I was looking at earlier from Jarvis and talking about the weapon charges and all that. You see the first top 3 is weapon charges. I was thinking that the one that he was telling us about in this video was 5/1/2023. So if they didn't arrest him, if they scurried off and all of that stuff, I don't know if it was that one or not. It just don't make no sense to me. But I don't know the details. If somebody can get the details of that arrest, that would be nice. Or that charge. But I know how I could figure something out. And then this is his receipt when he went to the hotel. We had talked about this, where I was saying he stayed in room 69. You could see 69 there circled. You can see his messy handwriting. It's real light. He paid $50 for 3 hours. I don't know if he was in that room at all. They went and checked, though. They checked drains and all kind of stuff. It wasn't no signs of ZIYAH in that room.
Why y'all got this rug fucked up in front of the door? I know y'all seen it. Here, put the socks on. Y'all saw the rug fucked up. What's wrong with your coat? You don't know how to zip up your coat. Where y'all fuck coat at?
Right. Get these coats. No.
I just want to point out how normal it is. You know, it got put on social media, so this is completely normal behavior here.
It's up under that shirt. It's up under that sweatshirt. Did you keep that in school on all day today? Did they let you keep that on? This is famous here. You pretty ready to get slapped. It's cold as hell outside. Where your coat? Okay. 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up.
And then look at pictures.
If you don't take that hoodie off that motherfucking coat, I don't give a fuck whether you can fit it or not. You're not walking out of your...
I don't know who the pimp is. Is it her or Jarvis? Like, seriously, because she talked to them like crap. I mean, she really do. She's a horrible person for that. The morning curse.
Without a coat off.
Let's go. You need a
And
coat.
that coat that you wearing ain't yours nowhere. That's the one that was too, Ariel broke the zipper on. That's her. Why are you wearing too small coat?
And why she sound like that? What the hell is going on? Goodness. Nana, I can't fit. Damn.
Because she couldn't find her, so she went up there and put that beige. Remember that beige coat that both of them got during Christmas time? Ariel broke the zip on hers. I never had it fixed. She the one that ran upstairs 2 days ago and put it on, which was okay. But of course you can't fit it. It ain't your coat. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves.
It's tough for everybody. You ready to say prayer?
She left a whole lot out when she was explaining this to the judge. I wonder if the judge got a chance to see this, because her response when she was like, I'm not sure if they had a choice. Talking about they like going to breakfast in the morning. Yeah, right. You like getting them out the house in the morning. I don't think nothing ever works their way. It's her way or no way, the highway, it don't matter.
You too.
Her. All day.
Say good morning. Say good morning, everybody.
Dirty clothes. She ain't got no fucking socks. They take the dirty clothes downstairs. She want to come to me at the last minute and ask me for the socks. I'm telling you.
You hear Legend, he like, ooh, like she is a mess, y'all. This beat, when they turned the cameras off, like he definitely was alerting everybody. And then she tell him, say good morning. Then next thing, shut up. Like all the baby said was yellow. You know, at least that's what it sounds like. Rude. Even to a baby. You heard what he said that Annette did to this baby.
She gonna be leaving out of here. She gonna be barefoot with no damn socks. And whether you let her go to school like that or not, it's on you. But she called me at the last minute when I was getting Forrest some socks. She knew that she didn't have no motherfucking socks. She knew that. And Forrest knew he didn't have no damn socks either.
Gotta get these kids together in the morning. There you go.
Golly, this is a whole yelling fest. Whole yelling fest right before school. They supposed to be in a good mood. Like, you cussed them out through the prayer, before the prayer, after the prayer. And like, what kind of day? What does that tell them about the Lord? First of all, if Nana go to church all the time and this is how Nana is, I don't even believe in God. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm looking at. They don't believe, man, come on. You praise the Lord and you like this you wake up like this. Ain't you happy you woke up? You wake up mad. And then, like, that's why it was that old awkward stuff when they were singing happy birthday and she trying to crack jokes and be nice. She mean all the time. It's weird when she's nice. That's what I'm looking at. She only nice to Jarvis. He's supposed to be part of the family.
So next time,
you next. Legend, say good morning, Legend. Say good morning.
He is too funky foot. About 7:15, 7:20. We're basically saying prayer.
I like how she explained and it's like, oh, this is a good thing that they do. Come on, y'all, like we do every morning to say the prayer and cuss and all this. Like, I'm talking about big words. I never heard those words growing up in my household, I should say. Like, what? Emma Effers? And I mean, I bet they get called out of their names too.
I was in that room before he finished straightening out my clothes. He didn't come in there not one time to say he needed some socks. Look in the mismatch bag. Get you some mismatch socks. So I helped him get some mismatch, so he got mismatch socks.
But remember, she called them glamorous and gorgeous and all that stuff. So, what is them? They stage names? Because you sure don't treat them like that. Annette, Granny Dearest.
You ready? All right.
Everybody in the circle. Everybody hold hands.
She sound and look like a damn fool. She is a pretender. For real. The judge was like, I don't know if they had any damn choice. They sure didn't have no choice. Period. She lined them up against the wall, cussed them out, and then put them in a circle to say prayer. And then feed them to the belly of the damn beast. She don't even like kids, is what I'm getting.
That's what we do every morning on the way out the door.
So they get cussed out every morning on their way out the door. Every morning.
All right, we're gonna let who said it last time?
Barbara said prayer yesterday.
Okay.
And she don't even know the prayer herself.
So Brooklyn ain't said it in a while. Well, you said it in a while?
Well, what about? I think it's that Fanaya turn. Legend, shut up. Come on.
You tell him to say good morning. Now you tell him to shut up. He don't know what to do. Yeah, Nora said these type of people go to church on Sundays all holy, and then Monday through Saturday, they treat people like crap. They actually sliding into church on Sunday morning after hour. The bar.
Okay, Fanaya.
But better yet, hell, they having 70s parties at the church.
Okay.
We come to you, Father.
Come to you, Father.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
Saying good morning and thank you.
Saying good morning and thank you.
Thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord.
Thank you for waking us up this morning.
Watching over and protecting us.
Watching over and protecting us.
And no weapon shall prosper against us.
And no weapon shall prosper against us.
Prosper. Against us.
Up against us.
Amen.
Amen.
That's ridiculous. Look.
And we're loading up in the car. I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30. And they like to eat breakfast at school.
Please. For real. They don't get to do nothing they like, I'm sure. Horrible person. Horrible person. I don't think they have no chance choices at the house. It's whatever. They can't even get good grades and get treated nicely. This woman is horrible. Babies for benefits is what it's looking like. Shout out to the AFC podcast.
Amen. You kids have a good, glorious day. See
How?
you guys, you get basketball practice today?
Hopefully, so they ain't gotta come home to y'all.
No doors open. You guys, see you guys later.
I don't know about y'all, but this type of morning send-off is not normal. The interactions in that household, period, is not normal. That type of morning send-off and prayer would ensure that I will have a horrible day and probably a horrible week too.
Hi, what's going on? Hi. I know y'all had a whole lot to say about me online, but now y'all see me. Like, what y'all expect me to pop up, huh? So I know it ain't your place. Hey, y'all on the phone. Who y'all on the phone with? None of my business. Oh, none of my damn business. You don't want to answer no question like, where's the baby at, man? I said, where's the baby at here? Y'all don't know?
I don't know.
Welcome back, Sherry.
Yeah, so why are you recording?
Well, I'm interviewing now.
Come on up. Come on in.
So what kind of so why is the lies on the stand? I mean, y'all told me one thing. I don't know which one of y'all is Shannon. Which one is Shannon and Marquita, first off? Oh, that's why you're looking at me like that.
Yeah.
So what's the deal, Shannon?
What's the deal, Mark?
So you like fucking with us, huh? Am I one? No, of course not. Why?
Now look how she don't even think about it. She followed her sister. Like, she didn't even think about it. Anywhere her sister moved, she moved. She was chilling. As long as her sister was there.
You want to fuck with me? Is that why you asking? Oh. Move out the way. Now you want to move. Okay, well, go ahead.
About what?
Whatever conversation gonna be on.
You said we can ask you questions, so what's up?
You already asked me questions.
No, I
answered them.
I got more questions. Come on.
No.
All I have to do is answer the questions right here.
What motherfucking questions? I don't gotta answer nobody's questions.
You just said you wanted to.
Who? You did? You are running.
So I'm saying you was the last one to see her alive, right?
Yeah. Before school.
Before school. So what?
Now, she was being a smart ass when she said that she was not the last person to see her if her mother took her to school. She couldn't have been. Unless she didn't go to school that day. But they saying she did, right? She couldn't have been the last person to see her. The mother took her to school.
I told y'all that.
So what happened after school, though?
You figure it out. I got everything.
So what happened?
I told y'all that.
So what happened?
You did?
We tired of shit.
So you are learning.
So I'm saying you was the last one to see her alive, right?
Yeah, before school.
Before school. So what happened?
I told y'all that.
So what happened after school though?
You figure it out. I got everything right here.
Well, hell, we finding out after school she was walking in the direction of home. Her tablet was found at home. It had to be retrieved from the school. So it's looking like Naziah went home since that was the direction of the new house.
Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.
Look, she can't. That's her looking for Jarvis. I don't see him. Where he at? I don't see him. She looked blind too when she just looked around right there. Just look at her. Why you looking over there, ma'am? You know damn well he is not over there. Just ridiculous.
This in the comment section.
Look at her. You looking right at him right now. You seen him the whole time. But this is how she was at the house. She don't hear or see nothing. That's how everything gets past her. So, as a matter of fact, we have the story of what happened after they left. That's the start. That's the part I wanted to save for the members if we get enough members. So I got that and some other stuff, you know. So, that is it, man. We went 3 hours. We got 73 people with 59 thumbs up. I guess I got some haters amongst us because there's no reason why I shouldn't have 73 thumbs up. Even if you're watching from the bushes, please hit the thumbs up, y'all. It's so important. Like, let me see. Maybe they just ain't adding up over here. But I don't know. But shout out to the 5,000 plus people that have tuned in to this broadcast. I greatly appreciate y'all coming through. But we really need to get those thumbs up. And shout out to the people on the replay because they definitely help with the thumbs up. Hopefully we can get there. We want the thumbs up to match a lot more than what they are. But thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all tuning in. But Annette is just plain wicked. Thank you, Nora, for the thumbs up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see the thumbs up on this live. In order to thumbs up, you just double tap the screen or you hit the 3 dots on the right, upper right to hit the thumbs up. And I usually have these banners up too. I go back and forth. But yep, double tap the screen or 3 dots upper right. So, all right, y'all, shoot. I really didn't mean to go 3 hours. I really didn't. But I wanted to get through it. But this right here just really blows my mind. I noticed that they like to go to the bowling alley a lot. And when I initially seen this video, I didn't see Annette standing there. She's a big girl herself. But yeah, they all sitting there chilling. Oblivious. Well, they know what's going on. This dude got his camera and harassing the damn kids. Looking like this. The hell. And don't nobody had no problem with that. Something is very off about that. And then they also, I heard Kenya say that Annette made him her best friend after he had a relationship with Florentino, but she didn't say relationship, but that's, I mean, if he was 19, that's what it was. They did, I guess they was together. I don't know, but my thing is, why would you have this guy around these children? Why? Unless you just want to ruin them. You found it. Thank you to the few people that hit the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. YouTube need to make it more obvious. Seriously, like instead of having the 3 dots, just put a like button up there. Hell, because what else do the 3 dots show us? Oh, it's a lot of stuff when you hit the 3 dots. So it's a lot of stuff. But all right, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. I have been live too long. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I have looked over. Yep, crazy. Ain't it crazy, TBZ? Like, God dang. Do I not do a good job? Do I not get y'all to the information? What is the problem? What is the problem? So sad kids can't be healthy if they're not happy or all stressed. They definitely can't. So you being attacked in all kind of ways, because at school they don't give them nothing good to eat either. And then you got cereal people get their kids before school that's full of chemicals and food dyes. It's just too much. It's too much on the kids. Shout out to TBZ. Thank you for being a member and a moderator, helping keeping the chat safe. We had a couple trolls. I got rid of them though. Losers. But okay, y'all. I definitely got to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please check out my Naziah Harris playlist, Kimani, or any other case that you may be following. Just go to the playlist tab. I actually showed y'all how to get there in the beginning. And also shout out to us for getting over 10 million channel views, and we've reached over 16K. So thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. Thank y'all for watching my channel. I appreciate that. And where else am I wanting to go? Hold on.
Are you a true crime sleuth looking to binge watch great content? Come on into my channel where I have a variety of videos, shorts, live streams, podcasts, playlists, members only videos, and also we have posts. Posts is a place where I share upcoming live streams, videos, calls to action, polls, quizzes, pictures, and ongoing conversations. Stand out and become a member with badges and special members emojis. Thank you for your like and subscription. Are you a true crime sleuth? Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for so much. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please.
All right, I ain't gonna bore y'all no more. We gonna get up out of here. I will see y'all in the next live stream. When this one and another one is gonna pop up, that is the exclusive live stream that I have set for members. And we are looking to get at least 25 new members. And shout out to everybody that have joined the membership on the sleuth level. And if we get enough people, we will do that live, and it'll be other exclusive information on that level. Justice for Naziah. Justice for Naziah. It really pisses me off to see her looking like that. She didn't feel good about him doing that. Then we find out, oh, they would come and stay weekends with me and Florentino. What? Super creep. Really. So, anyway, we up out of here, y'all. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral.
Woo.
Being a freak. I have to put the magnifying glass on that piece. Shout out to Peace and love, y'all. We out.